bum, bum. What's going on, Casey? I've been in a mad rush to go live before 1 o'clock. I don't even know what's going to happen, if anything. No clue. But I did it. I did it with 7 minutes to spare. I literally was like in bed, pointlessly working on that thumbnail that is on YouTube right now for this live stream. And then I looked at the clock, it was 11 o'clock, and I was like, wait, there's an announcement at 1. I'm still in bed. Apparently there's an announcement at 1, my time. So I literally like rushed getting ready, rushed everything else, rushed eating some food, and like it's been entirely my fault, but it's been a stressful morning. Complaining because I got to stay in bed till 11. Alright. What's up, Barbercat? Ringtail? How are we doing? Good. So, for anyone who was in the stream yesterday, you'll know what's happening today. For anyone who's not in the stream and are new here, we have 5 minutes until apparently there is a Critical Role announcement. But I don't know if you guys have heard anything about it, because I've not. I don't know if it's gonna be a video, if it's gonna be a tweet, if it's gonna be a blog post. I've kind of got everything up. I've got the Critical Role page, I got their Twitter, their Instagram, I even got Beacon, which honestly would make sense, because I think a lot of this stuff was through Beacon. And that would suck, because I don't have Beacon, so if they announce it through Beacon, then I apologize to everyone, because we're just going to have to like wait for Character Sheet to post a video. They're pretty fast though. They're pretty fast. But I'm doing good. I'm doing good. My cat's going crazy. But yeah, so 4 minutes time, we're supposed to get some kind of Critical Role announcement. Yeah, it was a secret game that gave the announcement. Think of like a scavenger hunt spanning all of CR Reddit. Was it just Reddit? I thought it was like Beacon and stuff as well. It's cool. It's a fun thing they did. I just hope the payoff's worth it. If this announcement is just that they announce one cast member and it's like Taliesin or like someone we think is probably definitely going to be in there, I'm going to be pissed. Oh, my glasses are fogged up. Daggerheart for C4, I bet. That would be huge. That would be a huge announcement, and I'm here for it. I'm in class. Any updates? Not as yet, Aduna. Not as yet. T-minus 3 minutes. 3 minutes. But if anyone has any information at all about where this announcement is going to happen, I'm all ears. Even where it's likely to happen. Power Pops, how's it going? Wonder if Robbie will be joining for a couple of episodes this campaign. I bet he will be. Maybe not straight away, but I'm sure they'll rotate him in and out. He's such a fan favorite. Like, everyone loves him. He's such a cool guy. I think Venom running Daggerheart might be one of the best experiences in Critical Role. Here's hoping. Fingers crossed. 3 minutes till stream starts, then expert. So is it going to be a stream? We know that? Checking a YouTube. Nothing as of yet. Yeah, keep an eye on Beacon. I also have it open, but like I said, I'm not actually I'm not a Beacon bit, or whatever they call themselves, currently. Not by choice, it's just every session. I've got the Twitter up, I've got the Instagram up. Is there anything else? Like the Downton Press blog post site? I guess the Critical Role actual site. If they go, yeah, we've got bonus reaction as a player. That would be illegal, I think. Spoon. You think this is how I'm announcing it? Yeah, that would be wild. Like, the weird thing is, they do a programming schedule weekly. And there's no information of any kind of, like, update in there. So, and it's 1 o'clock now, which I believe is 10 a.m. on their side, which is when they said they would do it. Correct? God, this is stressful. It's on Beacon? Or you're looking at Beacon? Beacon just died. It's Beacon down. The YouTube just posted? Oh, you're right. Okay. Oh, it's a video. Oh, okay. Okay. Let's do this. Let's absolutely do this. Let me know if it sounds too loud, too quiet, all the above. And it's a video, so we can re-look at it. Look at this set. Okay, we'll come back and pick this part afterwards. Oh my god, it's beautiful.
I know.
Touch it off.
We got fabric.
Read scrolls.
It's so pretty.
I'm looking at the dice to see if there's two D12s.
It's amazing. Wine. Just you know. Yeah. We got a set.
We got a set. We do.
Yeah. I know. Look, campaign 4. You guys, it's been coming for a
No fair counts on
very
GM screen.
long time. Obviously, it takes a long
came out
time.
43
Takes a
seconds
while to
ago.
put something like this together, and the whole team over here at Critical Role has been so hard at work, as you can see. I mean, even before campaign 3 came to a close, we knew that like whatever we did would involve some very big changes, and honestly gives us like a great opportunity to shake things up.
Yeah, truth, definitely.
This might be my favorite set they've ever
know,
done.
Daggerheart
Holy.
or D&D.
Yeah.
And from the bottom of our hearts, we say both. Both!
Huh?
Age of Umbra and more campaign frames and Daggerheart content are on the horizon.
Oh.
And Thursday nights, all 8 founders will be returning for campaign 4, which will still be nerdy-ass voice actors playing Dungeons & Dragons. And this time with 2024 rules.
Ah, an important distinction. Yes, because here at Critical Role,
Everyone
we
who
play all
said it
sorts
was
of
gonna
games,
be
not just
Daggerheart
the
for
ones that
sure,
we
and I
make.
fought them
And
on
we have
it.
to say the response to our now
I said that it
3-month-old
might not be.
baby contribution to the TTRPG space has been beyond humbling. We are
Oh,
so thrilled
I'm
and
not gonna
excited,
lie,
but
though,
we
I'm
also
disappointed.
have so much more Daggerheart actual play coming from partners like Dungeons and Daddies and the Legends of Evantris.
So good. We're so
Kind of explains
spoiled.
why they're
So
pushing
much
out so
planned for
much
the
to all these
future of
other actual
Daggerheart
plays.
on this channel and beyond, and cannot wait to share more and see more of what this community can do with this system.
That's right. And back to Campaign 4 for a moment. If you missed our announcements before our Bells Hells Daggerheart
I
live
thought it was
show
gonna
in
be
Indianapolis,
Daggerheart,
we
but I was
teased
like, I
some of the
understand if
changes
they
that
did
are
D&D.
coming to this next chapter
Let's
of
go.
Critical Role.
Let's go.
We got
But
a
I'm
new
bummed.
story, new world,
So I want to see
and a new GM. Mr.
Brennan
Brennan
use
Lee
Daggerheart.
Mulligan, come on down!
Oh, he seems this
Oh,
time.
the
He summoned you.
There's windows. There's all this stuff. It's nuts.
No, but you can touch it.
You can tell it's crazy.
The windows change.
It's all real.
I'm
so used to being in a dome.
It's not,
Or is it?
it's not green screen. It's not green screen.
Hey, gang! This is so exciting. I feel like we just did this in Indianapolis, and it was a goddamn hoot, and I'm happy to do it again right here for this extremely casual hang. Is it coming across casual?
I like 2024.
Standing just off screen these last 5 minutes, I couldn't be more excited to be your GM for Campaign 4.
Yeah.
You know, we were just talking about it. We were just talking about you, and yeah,
Only good things.
Oh,
Only good
oh.
only good things. But yeah, you're Brennan.
I'm
He's
doing it.
he's our new GM.
I could not be more ecstatic to strap us onto the rocket ship of this new campaign, taking us off to uncharted lands.
Wow.
Beyond the gaze of Ruidus and Exandria itself, to fabled Araman.
That makes me think my multiverse idea is correct.
Rob?
Ara.
Our man.
It's yes, exactly.
Oh, man.
It's got an accent on that last day,
Yeah.
just to give it a little sauce.
Yeah.
Did you tell them about the expanded cast for Campaign 4?
Oh!
Yeah, not yet. Honestly, we were kind of waiting for you. Figured you'd
all you,
want to
buddy.
do the honors.
I'm a gift, a joy, a
I
privilege.
can't wait for the
Campaign
scandal
4
videos
will
to come out,
feature an
being like they
expanded
don't.
Cast.
That's right.
They don't trust
Strike up the
Daggerheart.
dramatic backing music for this part of the announcement.
Thank you for the follow. The name.
That's the stuff. Proud to announce
The main cast for Critical Role, Campaign 4.
Oh,
alphabetical order.
yes.
Laurel Bailey, Luis Carrazzo,
Oh.
Robbie Damon,
Oh.
Aubrey Iyengar,
Oh.
Taliesin Jaffe,
Oh.
Ashley Johnson,
Oh. Yeah,
Matthew
I know those
Mercer,
two. Yeah, we know that.
Whitney Moore,
Oh.
Liam O'Brien, Marisha Ray,
This is
Sam
too many people.
Regal,
This is
Alex
too many people.
Ward, Travis
Oh.
Willingham, and myself, Brennan Lee.
Oh, yes, yes.
I love Brennan Mulligan.
It's a big cast.
That's a very
That's a big table.
Full
Now they're
table, very
rotating
full
too.
table.
Oh, sure. We got
They
a
have
full
to be.
table, folks, and that's partly why we're going to be going into a West Marches style campaign for this one.
Who said
Our
that?
first
Someone
four
said that in
episodes will
chat.
be an
I never liked.
overture of sorts, introducing you to all of our 13-player characters, moving
13
throughout different scenes of
players.
commingling, letting you get to know the world, and before we will split up into 3 smaller tables that will spread out through handfuls of episodes across different adventures, so we will get this view of the world through different concurrent adventures of different tables that will mix and match, and it's going to be a big epic. It's going to be a big
So
epic
much.
adventure.
I have so many questions.
I know.
Well, you guys want me to answer? I could go to the little documentary chair to get into like the nitty gritty of it if you'd like.
Oh, right now.
Oh,
Right now, you want me to do that right
like
now?
just jump
Yeah.
format.
Oh,
Yes.
I've got. I
Minutes
need
there
time
for
to
that
come back. I don't know how I
Yeah,
feel about
let's
this,
do it. Can you
guys.
guys
How
hit
do
the
we
filter
feel
that gets
about
rid
it?
of my beard?
It's D&D.
Oh, okay.
Max, you can do a little scrub.
Well,
I need to
he's gonna.
reassess
Will
everything I
we?
know about the world.
Within the world of Araman, there exists a growing darkness in the shadow of revolution. 70 years ago, were the Shapers cut down.
No, I don't think
Those
WotC
7
paid them.
lords of creation that saw fit.
Honestly, I think it's just smarter. I've said this. It's smarter to do one more campaign of D&D while Daggerheart finds its footing still. And then once Daggerheart truly finds its footing, switching then. There's a world where they switch mid-campaign, you know? Though I doubt it, because all the characters and all the mechanics and stuff would make it more difficult. But it makes sense that they continue this forward momentum they've found the past 6 months. They're everywhere, and the best way to get more views is currently to stay with D&D. Also, I think Brennan has probably been developing this world for a long time, and this has been in the works for a long time, and they didn't know Daggerheart was going to be such a success, so Brennan has built this out to be a D&D game. He might just not have been comfortable doing Daggerheart.
To cast their children into ruin and shadow
I think
forever.
it's 100%
Now,
the
a
last
new age,
D&D game.
A new
campaign.
conflict arises, and our heroes must rise to the task. And then the hero's little maybe art comes here. Oh no, this is a pre-video. No, don't do that.
Wow, production quality on this bad
And
boy.
welcome to episode 1 of campaign 4 of I have been playing Dungeons & Dragons since I was 10 years old. I've run campaigns that have stretched from the age of 11 to the age of 17, where we all had to go off to college. I ran a campaign when I was in college that had 40 plus players at a certain point, which was just in a shared world, jumping from story to story within this fantasy city. This challenge that we have before us is to take an enormous
They will always be running a D&D
party
campaign. It makes no sense
of
not to fund D&D.
epic
They're looking to
heroes
expand their content. Nobody
across
cares. The Bard,
multiple
I think,
adventures concurrently.
I think
in a brand new campaign
saying
world
anything with
on a scale and
definites with
size
these
that I have
guys
never
is
attempted
silly.
before, but I am thrilled for the challenge. We have an incredible
This set's
group
crazy.
of founders that want to share their table with so many brilliant people and also are charged with the maintenance and stewardship.
I gotta
of
say,
an
I like how they're still
ever-expanding Critical Role
skewing
media empire.
older.
So we said we should
the
consider
cast.
adapting
Not
something
old. I
in
did
a
not say
kind
old, I
of
said
West
older.
Marches
Because
style.
there must have been a
For those who
temptation
don't
to
know,
get like 18, 19-year-old TikTokers who have huge audiences in at the table. But I think they know that their audience probably skews a little bit older. And it's nice that, yeah, everyone seems to be like in their 30s and 40s, like approaching 50. I like it personally. It's a change from like a lot of the other directions of like D&D and stuff who are skewing younger.
A West Marches campaign is effectively
They should bring
a
in Kai and
shared
XQC.
world with more adventurers
forbid.
that are player characters than can fit at the table in one session. And it also, on a storytelling level, really maps to forms of fantasy storytelling that people are intimately familiar with and know and love. We recognize it from the apex versions of fantasy storytelling and so many amazing stories that follow multiple protagonists or groups of protagonists. And we, I think, recognize it as being the thing that allows everyone to have their cake and eat it too, to have the best version of continuing to play this incredible game.
Wow, look at all this
In
prep
formulating
work.
this world, one of the things that occurred to me really early on was like, well, how do you divvy people up? Is it just a logistical consideration? And I went, there's a lot to be said for keying in with people on if there's a particular play style that they're kind of interested in. In an ideal world, at the end of this campaign, people have gotten to jump from table to table and experience to experience.
Pillow of Evil. I can't stand Irongar's style. Pillow, chill, dude. No, like, it's not... Why are we bringing her up? Why is there so much hate for her? It's crazy. No, we're barely talking about her, yet people just come in being like, It's like, okay, this says way more about you than it does about her. Chill.
But is there a high you want to chase at the outset? We landed with 3 tables. Soldiers, Seekers, Schemers. The Soldiers table were the players that were interested in a traditionally
Ooh, are they going for different
charged
play styles
combat
each
and
table?
conflict-driven
That's cool.
story mode, where the non-violent answers were few and far between. We have the Seekers, which
Well said, Phil. Yeah, she's just living rent-free in people's heads. And they're getting... It's so weird. It's like, don't let it get to you guys. Chill. She can't hurt you.
are essentially people that tied directly into lore, cosmology, magic, big questions around problems facing this universe that are in the weave of the dance between divinity and arcane and magic and demons and fairies and dragons and these big kind of questions So I think in a lot of ways, the secret table is very classical fantasy. And then the
Okay, I
schemer's
dig
table,
this.
which is very much set in intrigue, espionage, skullduggery, and like relationships with each other and NPCs and institutions and the machinations.
I feel like it's also tapping into that fantasy trope of many, many, many different characters across the world. So when you think of like just famous fantasy, like modern fantasy, like Game of Thrones, or even just a lot of shows that have come out recently, they have different parties, all sometimes working against each other, and it will cut between them. Sometimes a full episode's based around one group of characters, full episodes based around others, and I think it's like it's a strong fantasy trope, and this is really tapping into that here. I like it.
Of power. Their adventuring looks like Cloak and Dagger, that there are enemies right here in your hometown, and they are moving against you as we speak. In thinking about coming to Critical Role for a long-form campaign, it occurred to me to think about what are the ingredients that we love in fantasy storytelling, and how do I keep those as a North Star as the scope of this expands to this truly heroic, epic level. So many heroes, so many stories, so many adventures. And I boiled it down to swords. Swords is conflict, combat, bravery, danger, family, deep relationships, the nature of deep bonds of love, death, finality, magic, the fundamental premise
It
of
looks
fantasy
like
that
they've recorded a
anything is
bunch of
possible.
it
And
already as well.
kissing. That one's just kissing. People like kissing. And those five brought together create what we want to see from fantasy storytelling. This is a world very much in conversation with Exandria. And so much of that story is about mortals and their relationships to the gods, and gods and their relationship to mortals. I had talked to Matt. I sort of went, what is a relationship to divinity that would be based in the same logic and principles of
We'll talk
everything
about that in a
we've
bit,
learned
Silence
about
Data,
Exandria,
about how
where
this
they made a
looks
really
playing
radically
Daggerheart.
different choice. So we see the gods make a decision to put themselves and their role in the cosmos over the
13
well-being of
players,
mortals.
12
And the
classes.
mortals responded
Probably a new class.
by banding together themselves, and they said, if your loyalties are to each other, then our loyalties
have an
are to each
artificer.
other. Gods and mortals fight a terrible war, with many mortals staying loyal to the gods in that conflict. But the gods are defeated and killed. Whoops! And what we're dealing with in the world 70 years after that revolution is that magic is wild and chaotic and unpredictable, and it doesn't work like how it used to.
It's ups and
The
down.
issues of the afterlife, of where the souls of the dead go, now that the gods do not part the souls to various afterlives. It's good and evil. It's magic. It's the gods. It's all the shit we love. We love this stuff. We are off to the goddamn races. I'm so excited. It's two people that I could not have more respect for in terms of their prowess. And they're jumping in to make cool shit for this game. Chris Perkins and Jeremy Crawford. You know, those
Wait.
guys.
Wait. Sorry, I was looking at chat. Is he talking about Daggerheart now?
Now that the gods do not part the souls to various afterlives. It's good and evil. It's magic. It's the gods. It's all the shit we love. We love this stuff. We are off to the goddamn races. I'm so excited. It's two people that I could not have more respect for in terms of their prowess. And they're jumping in to make cool shit for this game.
Right, okay. So they're helping out make stuff for this
Chris
campaign.
Perkins and Jeremy Crawford.
Interesting.
You know, those guys, the ones who I've seen their names in all the books I've been using to play games for forever and ever and ever. They are bringing the absolute arsenal of design, expertise, savvy, knowledge, and lore to make this world sing, baby. The guy from the books I can
Is
text him and
Fireside
say,
only
what do
on
you think
Beacon?
this sword should do?
Geeky?
That's crazy. Matt is the absolute king of making secret delights for his players. So unlike working with Exandria, where I got to lean on Matt for
Alright, let me stop because chat's talking about that this looks really bad for them not using Daggerheart, and I just want to say something about that because I get it. Like, it's a weird business decision, but don't let that negatively affect you or your view on it. Like, if you're there being like, oh, I wanted to play Daggerheart, but I guess if Critical Role aren't even playing it, then I shouldn't play it. Don't let that affect. Like, try it, and if you like it, play it. Don't let what Critical Role are doing affect, like, you and your relationship with the games. Don't be like, oh, if Critical Role playing D&D, I'm going to play D&D. I think we're going to be getting a healthy dose of Daggerheart coming out of this channel. So there's still going to be a lot for them. If anything, in a weird way, it really does feel like they're just making TTRPG content for two popular systems. It's like a good thing. I'm not going to lie. I'm personally disappointed that it's not Daggerheart. But I'm not like, oh, they're making a mistake. This is so foolish. They're going to be fine, right? Like, they're going to be fine. It shouldn't affect you or what you're playing. The reason why I'm disappointed is because I personally am playing Daggerheart and I'm making content about Daggerheart and I make money from Daggerheart. And I prefer making content about Daggerheart. So if they chose to play Daggerheart, then I could use them to get more views, right? Is it going to negatively affect Daggerheart sales in the long run? I don't think so. They've been selling out. It's been going really, really well. Will they potentially lose money? Maybe. But it's fine. They're going to get more views on their campaign. That's the other side of the coin. But yeah, don't let it get to you, guys. Don't let it get to you.
Incredible lore and background and other things like that. In this one, I want give that motherfucker a break. Take a break, man. Have a ball. So the ability to prepare things for Matt in secret and bring them to him for his delight feels like the ultimate repayment of what he's done for this table for 10 plus years. Sitting down at the Critical Role table to run Campaign 4 is like the honor and privilege of a lifetime. I have so much immense respect and love and admiration. I've said it a million times in a million interviews, but I was on my couch watching the finale of Campaign 1 going, this is fucking crazy. What if I got to do this for a living one day? And to come here and lift from the ground up this mighty cast across 3 different tables to tell the largest scope adventure story that I think any of us will have ever gotten to tell, to take this medium of actual
a rival
play
party, but they're
and
NPCs.
be able to do something that I think for most of us we've never done anything like this before is the honor and privilege of a lifetime, and I'm so fucking grateful. I'm just so grateful, and I hope to everyone watching that you know that I approach this hat in hand with a song in my heart and the earnest desire to honor the incredible work of everybody involved in this amazing production. I hope I don't let you down, and I will see to it that I don't. Lovely. How about it?
Wow.
Was that helpful? Did that work?
Yeah, it's, dramatic.
Informed.
Yeah.
Smarter than I was before you left.
Also, it looked great. that production value.
It's true.
It's pretty good. And also I just wanted to point out that if anyone wants to hear
Andrea, where I got to lean on Matt for
Oh, yeah, no.
Smarter
He's in the
than
exact
I
same plot.
was before you left.
also it looked great. that production value.
It's true.
It's pretty good. And also I just wanted to point out that if anyone wants to hear more, even more than what he just laid out about a West Marches style campaign, Matt and Brennan are actually
Also, I should say something. We're missing a big part of this, I think, and that is they have 13 players, right? Most of which will have never played Daggerheart or have very little experience with Daggerheart. A GM with very little experience with Daggerheart, it kind of makes sense that they wouldn't make this big flagship show on a system that most of the people at that table are going to be uncomfortable with compared to a system that most of the people at this table combined probably have like hundreds of years of expertise on there.
hanging out tonight for our fireside chat for the live stream that's going to cover all of the in and outs of that type of play style. So come join us. Of course, the Beacon Bits can ask all sorts of questions.
Okay. It's on YouTube as well.
Yeah, and for those that are not watching this video right now, today, that's August 21st. So check it out if you missed it.
I'm going to be there for the fireside chat because I have more to learn.
Yeah.
Always. And please, if we haven't said enough, don't forget to save the date, Thursday, October 2nd, 2025.
For the premiere of Critical Role Campaign 4!
Fireworks! Yes!
I always want to go. Bring it back. That's always I got it. Like
What is all this new?
Yeah.
Crazy stuff. Do I think there's Easter eggs scattered across this video? Maybe. I kind of hope they're done with it now, though. It's fun, but it's a little exhausting. I'm surprised they didn't use Daggerheart. Doesn't that blunt its momentum? They changed systems from PF1E to 5E 2014 when they went online. Odd choice in my eyes. So Daggerheart in Age of Wonder 2 every 4th week. Yeah, I think they're probably going to be pumping out almost as much Daggerheart content. Because the other side of it is, the main cast, they have, like, double, if not triple the amount of cast, right? Well, double, but I'm including, like, they've got Jeremy Perkins and Jeremy Crawford and Chris Perkins. Jeremy Perkins. So, like, they can literally afford to pump out way more other actual plays based on Daggerheart. They can really pump it out. So, I think we're going to see, like, as much Daggerheart content as D&D content. It's not like we're not going to get any of it. We're just going to be getting both. I think I would be interested to find out exactly why they made the decision. There's so many variables, and they've got very smart people on their team. So I'm sure it's the right decision. But I do wonder if it is like, even Age of Umbra, as fun as that is, and as much as people loved it, it got a lot of slack. Like, it got a lot of crap thrown at it because they didn't know how to play the game at times. So to open it up to like 13 players and no one knows how to play the game, yeah, you would choose the safer option is D&D. That's probably all it is. It probably truly is just like, we're a business, we don't want to take too many risks. What's the safest option? It's D&D. D&D. But I am surprised. I am surprised and a little bit disappointed. But like, it's not end of the world stuff. It's not like Daggerheart's gonna die now, or that D&D is gonna continue to dominate. It's also like, they've done 10 years and 2 campaigns, and God knows how much other content based around D&D. So, like, they know it works. And as a content creator, finding something that works, you don't want to mess with it. You do not want to mess with it, because if you do, you can become a dead channel pretty fast. So, playing it safe. Also, Umbra was a very different tone than expected for Daggerheart, yeah. And yeah, that's true, Brad, as well. It's a big change up still. They've changed a lot of stuff. So, keeping their feet on the ground a little bit and sticking with the same system, safe. Yeah. And also, you know what? I think I've heard them say in interviews before that they want Daggerheart to explode in the same way Critical Role did with D&D. And they want to find like other actual plays to explode it. Because what's better to sell a game? The people who made it playing it, or other people playing it? It's like other people playing it, right? You think Daggerheart will have a strong momentum if they release campaigns like D&D has done over the years? Yeah. But yeah, 3 tables, 3 different styles. Interesting. I wonder if there's a discussion to make one of the tables run Daggerheart and the others run D&D. But that would become an issue when they inevitably overlap, right? And you've got like different systems smacking each other. Word of mouth and fans championing it is way better to get it going. Yeah. No, it's fine. It's fine because in the grand scheme of things as well, it's smart. They've just launched Daggerheart. They probably want this game to be around for 10, 20 years. So this gives them enough time to like still make money through D&D, still reach viewers, still grow, and then plan for something really big, like really build something up. It takes time to build something out. And I think with Daggerheart, like giving them a 3-year buffer to get it into a really, really strong position. Yeah. I think if they do campaign 5 and that's not Daggerheart, then we could have issues with that. Like I would not like that much. Because it truly is just saying like, okay, D&D is a better system. But this isn't saying that, I don't think. Not yet, anyway. Dude, this says something about another video on the West Match style with Brennan and Matt. Is that up? There's a fireside chat tonight. I presume it's going to come out. It'll be too late for me, though. I'll probably talk about it tomorrow. In Beacon, they said they will use a few homebrew subclasses for Jeremy and Chris. Oh, very cool. Looking forward to the 3 tables mixing and matching. It's going to be interesting. They're doing something that's not really been done before on such a sizable platform. Like, they're definitely being innovative. So I'm messing with my lighting to... It feels dark in here. Did you miss the huge news? You did, MG Office. You can jump back on... Oh, you're not on YouTube. Twitch is so dumb, man. If you're on YouTube, you can jump back and rewatch the start of it. But, I mean, look at this set. I gotta say, out of all this, the set is my favorite thing. Like, it's so gorgeous. I wonder how big this warehouse room is. Honestly, only CR can do a West Marcher style game. Yeah, I would say only Brennan. It's perfect for Brennan. It is perfect for Brennan. He's gonna weave in a really cool story. I can't wait. Not great for Daggerheart. Yeah, Aaron. I don't think it's bad for it though. I think Daggerheart's gonna be just fine. Yeah, goddamn this set, man. Let's see what's behind his DM screen, shall we? Half-filled water bottle. Tissues? Tissues? Do you think there's going to be a lot of crying? Got some Kleenex there. It's got the, I think the official D&D DM screen on there. Just so many Stream Deck buttons to press. But it's looking pretty sweet. It really is giving me, like, Game of Thrones vibes. I really do think we're going to have, like, an epic, like, sprawling adventure across the world following 13 different characters. It's going to be crazy. Now it's for cleaning up Brennan's snacks. I was surprised we didn't see any snacks back there. who just realised this leaves a whole lot of room for more guests more regularly. Yes. And you know what I also kind of hope happens? I hope it leaves room for more death. I hope we see a lot more player characters like being just a bit more brutal and player characters dying. And maybe the players are not leaving the table for an extended amount of time, but they can step back and we can have a bit more of like a consequential world. Yo, I just got here. What's going on? You're going to have to jump back to the start of the video. Insert name. If you jump back and speed through it, you'll get there. They also have a lot more characters to make merch for. I can't believe they aren't using Daggerheart. Yeah. I did a poll yesterday and people were like, I think it was like 85% people thought it was going to be Daggerheart. So they definitely went against the grain. Maybe I haven't seen all of Brennan's stuff. Oh, I don't know. You should go watch like the Never After campaign and stuff. He definitely has that side to him. Also, have you not seen Calamity where everybody dies? Spoilers, sorry, that was... But, yeah. That would be brutal. As characters eliminated, have the cast member swap out with someone else with a new character. It would be brutal, Terrence. I don't think that'll happen because these are paychecks for these people and everyone's friends. And the idea of like killing a character and being like, okay, you're not getting paid now for a month. I just don't see them doing that. You thought it'd be Daggerheart until you watched my stream yesterday. Did I convince you, Aaron? I mean, even I thought it was going to be Daggerheart. I didn't want to be 100% because I knew there was like a lot of validity to staying with D&D. But if it comes out why they chose this, I think it's going to be really lame. Like, not lame, but I don't think it's going to be as like... I think it's probably just going to be that they have been planning this with Brennan for 3 years. And they were developing Daggerheart and they didn't know what Daggerheart was going to be. So Brennan's just put so much work and effort into making this a D&D game. By the time it got to this point, it was too late. It was gonna be D&D. Daggerheart felt like a really quick turnaround. Like it felt like they had the idea, they impulsively tried making it. It was really good. So they were like, okay, let's properly push this out. They pushed out the beta, it got good feedback, and they're like, oh, this could be something. They finished making it, they brought it out, and it blew up. And I just don't think they were, like, ever planning it, like, coinciding it with Critical Role. It's also, and I do think this is a smart business decision as well, it's distancing itself from Darrington Press. Because there's Critical Role, which is the actual play, online production company, digital company, that is an entertainment company, first and foremost. And then there is Darrington Press, which is a publishing company. And so far, Darrington Press has been leaning so heavily on Critical Role for like money coming in and for like advertisement and marketing. And I think they want to get rid of that. I think they want Darrington Press to become a profitable standalone company that can exist without Critical Role, because we don't know how long Critical Role will be with us. You know, a lot of these companies like Critical Role don't last 10 years. Never mind 20 or whatever their plan is. So if they can distance themselves and Darrington Press can become profitable, even when Critical Role isn't playing Daggerheart, then Darrington Press can become its own thing, and that I can see that being the goal too. I thought it would be Daggerheart. I mean, some might see this as a vote of confidence in D&D over Daggerheart. That's an understandable position. Yeah, but is that going to affect what you play? Is what Critical Role is playing going to affect what you play? Or are you just going to play what you enjoy? I was getting used to the idea of their combats not dragging because of wading through the rules. You know what, Alberstein? I didn't think of that as well. And I think that's why I'm disappointed. Yeah, the two systems do run differently. I think there's pros to watching D&D play, and there's pros to watching Daggerheart play. And one of the pros to watching Daggerheart play is combat is way more fun to watch than D&D. The pros to watching D&D play is that just the little moments in between where they roll just to see if they succeed is more fun. They roll more. You roll more in D&D. And I think a lot of people like seeing people roll dice. And then all the stuff in between, the role-playing with each other, the themes, the world building, the narration, that's universal. Like, it doesn't really matter what system that's on. Imagine if we see someone tilt enough to burn a Daggerheart book. Some people I'm seeing really will just be like, well, if Critical Role aren't playing Daggerheart, then I'm throwing mine out. How dare they? How dare they betray me like this? Yeah, it's fine. I 100% disagree. Matt wanted to run a long-form Daggerheart campaign, and he couldn't do both, so they brought in Brennan to run a D&D-based actual play. Also, shifting away from Matt makes sure this can survive longer, just like a band. Yeah. Yeah, it does distance themselves. Iron Man setting book, Daggerheart compatible. Casey, I can see that happening. I think that's smart. Diversifying is smart, but hopefully this isn't a detriment to Darrington Press. Yeah. I think, if anything, it's actually very positive for Darrington Press, because it means it's doing so well that they don't need this. You know, it's kind of like Darrington Press will be fine. They're making so much money that they're good for 3 years. They don't need the Daggerheart campaign for 3 years. So there's a lot of like, I can play devil's advocate all day on both sides. It's not going to affect what I play, but people take things personally now. Well, that's on them. Anyone who takes this as a vote for D&D over Daggerheart has no clue. Yeah, they're making Daggerheart content still as well. I'm going to miss death moves as well, though. I think, yeah, there's something to be said for being disappointed about, like, the mechanics. Do we know if Critical Role is still partnered with WotC? I don't think Critical Role have been partnered with WotC for... Were they ever partnered? They've been sponsored by... I don't actually know. I don't know to what level they've had dealings with them. I remember they had to be silent during the OGL incident. Did they have to be, or was that just the rumor mill? Because the rumor mill was terrible during the OGL stuff. I think they're just silent because that's the smart thing to do in those scenarios, marketing-wise, PR-wise. No, they're playing D&D, Sam. Because Roll has never been partnered with WotC. Right. I should play Hollow Knight. You're obsessed with Hollow Knight, Cool Cylinder. It's a hard game, right? I don't want to play a hard game. Set design is on point. D&D Beyond used to mention them in ads. I think they had like a weird like... they definitely had a relationship where they both profited from each other. I'm sure they've had dealings. But I don't think Critical Role would have like made a multi-year contract with Wizards of the Coast. I just can't see that happening. That feels against what they do normally, because normally they've been pushing to be a free agent for so long and be their own thing. If they had some kind of contract with Wizards of the Coast, I don't think they could have done Age of Umbra. I don't think they could have made Daggerheart. I think Wizards of the Coast would have like really tried to tie them down. But a lot of this stuff is hearsay. I was saying business-wise, Daggerheart would be smarter, but in hindsight, I was most likely wrong. Yeah, they have good business people. There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. This is why I want to have an interview with them. They must have had some deal with WotC because they had 2 fully official. Yeah, they can come in for like short-term deals, Evan, but that's different from like a long-term partnership. And this is probably better for Critical Role. Probably not better for Daggerheart long term, but we shall see. Yeah. WotC never originally sponsored Critical Role. WotC bought D&D Beyond while Critical Role had a contract to promote D&D Beyond. Oh. If Hasbro would offer, do you think they would buy the D&D brand? Oh god, I don't... What would be the smart play? You know what the smart play would be? Buying the D&D brand and then just shutting it down. and then Daggerheart would just rise to the top. But yeah, exciting times, guys. What are the comments like on this? (1,016 comments in 44 minutes. So Brennan isn't DMing 2 tables and playing... So Brennan isn't DMing 2 tables playing another. He's DMing 4 tables and playing another crazy. Yeah. Yeah. One thing I will say, like... I would like to know how far in advance these have been filmed. I presume months. Like 3 months. Like they must have like 3 months worth of content. And they have the ability to release weekly, but film daily, right? So we don't... I don't know if they've ever talked about it publicly, but like, what is that like? Do they just... Is Brennan just like having them come in to the set for like 2 weeks and just filming every single day? Maybe 2 sessions a day? Like there's a lot of freedom there to like just make a year's worth of content in 2 months, you know? I'm sure that will be insane and exhausting and unlikely, but I would like to know what their filming schedule looks like. Not only have they kept Robbie, but they've even allowed more familiar faces back. I'm so excited, yeah. C4 will use D&D 24, not Daggerheart. All 8 founders are returning for C4, along with Lewis Carazo, Robbie Damond, Abria Iyengar, Whitney Moore, Alex Ward, and, of course, Brennan Lee Mulligan. 13 PCs split into 3 smaller table, West Marches style. Yes. And also, Chris Perkins and Jeremy Crawford are helping with make stuff for this in some way. I'm more excited to find out stuff about that. Yeah, when he said we're using both systems, I was like, huh? For the same campaign? But no, they're D&D for the main campaign, and I think it's probably going to be Daggerheart for all the other stuff. It is a beast of a cast. It is a beast of a cast. I feel like anytime I discover a new 5e actual play, I think this could have been Daggerheart, and there is no way I don't feel the same with Campaign 4. I said it was taking suspiciously long for them to say it was going to be Daggerheart, and because of that, I bet it was going to be D&D again. You were correct. You were correct. I would have lost money on it. I would have lost money. They probably have the ability to film a few days out of other schedules, or film tables on certain days. Yeah. I'm really sad it's not Daggerheart. The part where they say magic is weird would be self-explanatory if they played with Daggerheart. Yeah, I'm sure they had a lot of back and forth about it. Unfortunately, Hasbro rarely, if ever, lets go of a brand once they get it. Yeah. Yeah, and they force other people out and get new people on the brand. Just look at what happened with Baldur's Gate 3 and Larian Studios. Another thing about the new world is we won't get cameos from previous characters, which I never found an issue, but some people would get annoyed. Yeah, but some people were like getting annoyed at how often Campaign 3 was leaning on characters from Campaign 1 and Campaign 2 as well. But that's true. Disagree. I think there's going to sample a lot of actual play systems. Yeah. If you watch Dimension 20 episodes, you'll often see the cast in the same outfits for several episodes. They shoot the whole season in like a few days or a week. Can't remember. Can you guys hear the freaking construction going on outside? Jesus Christ. 1 second. God damn it. My AC unit that I bought that goes into my window, the portable one, means I've got to put a bunch of like this foam stuff around the side of the window. It gets jammed in there. So I just rip it all out. It's a mess over there now. Remember to like the stream, folks. Yes, please, guys. If you can all like the stream and subscribe if you've not subscribed to me already. And if you're feeling particularly generous, head over to Twitch and follow me there, because I'm close to 1,000 followers over there. And like, what a dream that would be. Alright. From the website, we'll also be switching the format of Campaign 4 to a West Marches style campaign. The first 5 episodes will serve as an overture. Oh. Thank you for the follow, Asoden Gaming. Who watches content on Twitch? Yeah, mate. What weirdos would be over there, do you think? I can't believe how many comments this got already. For those who are unfamiliar with West Marches, it's a particular style of open table that allows for large groups where any individual session is just whichever people manage to show up. Traditionally, it is some sort of frontier or wilderness setting where each session begins with traveling out from town, navigating a destination of their choosing on the map, exploring some dungeon, and ends with the players returning to town. I doubt these episodes will be quite so encapsulated as a proper West Marches campaign. It's still cool to be in a large cast of players that rotate out. Yeah, they've done it, right? Like, Campaign 3 did this. It split the party in two at one point and would have episodes with half the party in one part of the world and then episodes with half the party in other part of the world. They brought Abria on as a GM for a mini campaign, like a side campaign set in the world at the same time. And then they brought characters from that campaign into the main campaign at one point. I think they've been experimenting with it, and I'm sure that always brought in a lot of new viewers. Been substituted YouTube for a while, so I thought I'd come follow here. Well, thank you, Asoden Gaming. Dreadhead, thank you for the follow. Pillow of Evil, thank you for the follow. I'm reading Beacon now, and this has me laughing. Whitney Moore was born at a very young age. Oh, okay, really? I'm going to Beacon. Also, if you're on Twitch and you have a free Prime sub, throw it my way. Huh? Everything to know about Campaign 4. Silence. It has begun. It's a new world, a new campaign, and a new game master at the helm. But we're just getting started. Travis Willingham, Marisha Ray, Matthew Mercer, and our game master of Campaign 4, Brendan Lee Mulligan, are here to share exactly what you can expect from this epic new adventure. That's the video we watched. With Campaign 4, we're venturing beyond our world of Exandria to explore the uncharted lands of Araman. Araman. So, whether you've been here for a decade or are just discovering Critical Role for the first time, you can jump right in for an epic new story. I think this is a big thing. They're going to bring in new people who have been overwhelmed by Critical Role's back catalogue in the past. This is like a new fresh start. Alright, Pop Pops, catch you later. Hero to many, enemy to some, when... There's no way I'm saying that word. When Thajazi Fang is marked for execution, various figures from across his remarkable life unite to uncover the truth behind his grim fate. In a land still suffering from the fallout of dead gods and living in the shadow of tumultuous rebellion, these disparate people will come together across the fractured world of Araman and connect in ways they never imagined. As hope and victory fade, a question hangs over Araman. Without the gods, well, great deeds now fall to us, and who or what shall grab the crown? It's like the back of a book blurb. New campaign. Campaign 4 will follow traditional previous 3 campaigns, nerdy-ass voice actors playing Dungeons and Dragons. However, this time we'll be playing with 2024 rules. You'll even see a few custom subclasses thanks to Jeremy Crawford and Chris Perkins, our newest members of Darrington Press. We have lots of surprises in store. This is crazy. So, they're going to have new subclasses from the people who created the 2024 rules. It's wild. Araman. Is that a birdman? Sorry, I have brain freeze. We'll also be switching the format of Campaign 4 to a West Marches style campaign. The first 5 episodes will serve as our overture. We'll set up the story and introduce the characters before breaking off into smaller groups, allowing you to explore this vast and wondrous world through the perspective of 3 distinct rotating tables: the valiant soldiers, the vigorous seekers, and the veiled schemers. Which would you rather be on? Which table? Soldiers, seekers, or schemers? That's a poll. If I ever saw one, that is a poll. What is it? Soldiers, seekers, schemers. There you go. Go to town on that, guys. They scheme at dusk. It's going to be a crazy system. Using the newer rules, can't wait to see the way they split the groups into soldiers, seekers, and schemers, and how if the group mix well, and how their playstyles mix together. Yeah. Will be interesting to see if they keep the 3 tables format. Evolution might happen based on player engagement and viewing figures. Will each session be up to the usual 3 hours plus format? Yeah, it's interesting. Yes, it's a YouTube only poll, I'm afraid, guys. Because there's just 10 of you on Twitch, so you can just tell me on Twitch. We'll also be switching, I read that already. You'll surely recognise this style of storytelling featuring multiple groups, protagonists from iconic fantasy tales like Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones. Yeah, that's what I thought they were going for. It really is a trope to be following different parties of people. The main cast. Laura, Taliesin, Ashley, Liam, Marisha, Matthew, Sam, and Travis. Wait. Yeah, that is everyone. And we've got Lewis, Robbie, Bria, Whitney, Alexander, and Game Master Brendan Lee Mulligan. It's crazy that they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 5 new cast members, not including Brennan. So 6 including Brennan. But it doesn't feel like it. It doesn't, because they're all such recognizable names in this space, and they've all played with Critical Role before. It doesn't, to me, it doesn't feel as big as it is. Like, I don't know. They've done well to make it not seem like a huge change, but we'll see how it goes. Campaign 4 will premiere Thursday, October 2nd, with instant access on Beacon TV and streamed to our YouTube and Twitch channels. Beacon members will receive instant access to their VODs at 7 PM specific on the day the episode is released. The VOD will also be available on YouTube the following Monday at 12. And there's podcasts, Critical Role cooldowns. Beacon members will also get exclusive access to episodes of Critical Role cooldown for Campaign 4, where the cameras keep rolling and you get a front row seat to the cast's post-show reactions. And then there's going to be a fireside chat with Matthew, Mercer, and Brendan Lee Mulligan tonight. What time? But this isn't it. Yeah, it's going to be on YouTube, which is good. 7 PM PST, which for me would be 10 PM. If you go through the video, you can see how they're split. Okay, we'll have another look at the video, Geeky, in a second. While we embark on this new journey through Araman, we also want to assure you that Exandria isn't going anywhere. There are still stories to be told, and we've still got plenty more to share between our live shows, animated series, comic books, novels, Critical Role Abridged, with all new artwork in shortened format and more. Critical Role has always been about friends telling incredible stories, and Campaign 4 will bring even more friends to our table for our most ambitious story so far. Is it Thursday yet? Oh my god, it is Thursday. It is. Alright, let's have a look at how the groups are split. That's just everyone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, is it not? That's so many people in whatever this one is. Right, okay, so I guess this is group 1. Wait. No, I'm confused. I don't know if it is. Because Liam is in... I guess not. No, it's just everyone. That's just everyone. Okay, Brennan. Okay, Brennan. We get it. You're a cute kid. So that's probably it. That's probably group 1, right? Looks like they're using D&D Beyond as well. Is that maps over there? But obviously this is not the actual filming of it, because look at the sets. What is that ominous coffin behind Brennan? Man, I got going D&D again due to sheer popularity and stuff, but that was Daggerheart's biggest chance to blow up. Maybe they just couldn't make enough Daggerheart box sets for it to blow up. Maybe they just could not meet demand, so they decided not to go with it. Oh, the first 4 episodes will serve as an overture. We'll set up the story and introduce the characters before bringing it off. You think they're just going to have 13 people around the table for the first 4 episodes? No way. That's the cabinet. They keep the iPad cabinet. It's crazy. This is hype, though. This set, I'm all about it. I wonder if they can have, if they can make it rain through the windows. Because that's what I miss. I think those projections were awesome in the last setup. They're really up to their game. Like, Campaign 3, Age of Umbra, and this are like, the set design is phenomenal. Okay, well, there you go. October 2nd, right? I hope they bring in Emily Axford. I loved everybody last season, but she's just fucking killed it for me. Her character was amazing, and she played it perfectly. True. Yeah, suspicious lacking. Not suspicious. This is not conspiracy theory. It's just a note. There's not that many Dimension 20 people on the cast. Or any, right? It's just Brennan. Which is just interesting. It's just an interesting point. Daggerheart's going to be fine, guys. I'm certainly going to keep playing Daggerheart for the foreseeable future. Yeah. Your Lewis Carrazzo, Robbie Damon, and Alex Ward are all top 3 hope to see in this campaign. I'm so thrilled. Yeah. Yeah, they're keeping it D&D as well. It feels like they've given the majority of their audience what they want. I think the majority of the audience wanted D&D and wanted these people at the table. So they played it safe in a good way. I'd like to see Emily Axford and Amy Caro. Yeah, I would like to see Murph at the Critical Role table. Maybe even DMing. I think he's such an underrated DM. I think he's really good. And I'm surprised I've not seen him DM more outside of his podcast. Would have been nice to see Christian Navarro again. Yeah. Me too. About to spin up my first long-term campaign ever with Daggerheart. Yeah, I'm certainly going to level 10 this campaign. My players are level 2 right now. So I'm going all the way. I've never been all the way in D&D. I've never done it. I've never gone to level 20. So that's why Brennan left the game show. I believe Brennan left the game show to make American Girl doll shoes. Amy just had a baby. She may be too busy. Fair. Would be hilarious if the players who can't fit the table just sit in the background for a while. Yeah, they're just chilling back there. And you just hear them go, ooh, every once in a while. Or, a live studio audience. You're running a Beast Feast Daggerheart campaign, and my player's level 4 currently. Also planning on going all the way. Do it, Stephen. I'll race you to level 10. No, because that would just mean I'd just be leveling up my players twice every session. Has Josh Rubin been on D20 yet? I don't think so. Critical Role with Campaign 4 has a chance to do the funniest thing. Do we know whether Brennan will still be doing the 20 episode seasons of Dimension 20? I don't think it's going to affect... I mean, it's going to affect him a lot. Don't get me wrong. He's also a new dad, right? But, like I said, they can film Dimension 20 and this, like, all at once. They can really go to town on it. And it looks like he has a lot of help on this. I hope he does, at least. If he's got, like, Jeremy Perkins and Chris Crawford. God damn it. Jeremy Crawford and Chris Perkins on his back. And he's got all the cast there and Matt and the Critical Role people behind him. It might be that I'm hoping it's just not too taxing time-wise. He's certainly got help with damage in 20 a lot as well. We're doing Colossus of Drylands and 20 gets 10. Yeah, nice. New dad status will definitely affect him. Yeah. Well, the money he must be raking in. He can afford multiple nannies. The guy must be the guy must be very comfortable. Where did my camera go? Nande? Sorry, my camera overheats sometimes. I've got a fix. I do have a fix. I've got a crappy webcam I can use. Ta-da! Ta-da! Look how bad it looks now. What a cool camera when. Dude, I just need to survive a few more weeks and it's going to be winter in Canada. It's going to be so cold. It's the dream. My camera will be like not hot enough. Seeker seems to be leading the poll. Interesting. Yeah, look at that. 63 people voted. Nice. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the engagement. Like the video. Cough, cough. Subscribe. Give me money. What? Unless he gets a good kid. Mine didn't allow sleep until he was 1.5 years old. Basically almost at divorce level. Oh my god, pillow campaigns they're doing. There's also a world where Matt runs Age of Umbra Season 2. Like, making it go for double, if not triple, the amount of time that Campaign 1 went. Campaign 1 was 8 weeks, and it ran for 2 months on their channel. So if he does, like, 6 months of it, if he just times it by 3, then Age of Umbra will feel like a main campaign, and it will sell D&D as well as anything. Like, that's my... I'm curious about that. Like, will they pause the main campaign and do Age of Umbra and Daggerheart stuff? Or will they do it at the same time? Or will that be, like, too much? I'd be interested to see what you think of high-level Daggerheart. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. The players are currently level 10 in D&D, and they are monsters. Yeah, the power increase in D&D is wild. It's wild. But some players like it. Some players like it. It's more from a GM point of view. I don't like having to. You've really got to up the challenge a lot. Like, D&D gets aggressively harder to run as a GM. I keep looking at the wrong camera. Every level. It just gets harder and harder the higher you get. We're going full Red Dead Redemption 2. Oh, with your Daggerheart campaign? That's so cool. I look like a Minecraft character with this little amount of pixels. Chicken jockey. I've not seen a Minecraft movie. That's purely osmosis. I really want to see Umbra go for however long it needs to. No time there, please. That would be interesting as well. Anytime over level 12 is almost unplayable in 5e. Anything over level 12, yeah. I just think it's good for Daggerheart. Let them have multiple different kinds of stories and styles shown off rather than one long, solid campaign in the same style. Gives them a chance to show it off more. That's true as well, Evan. D&D. Indeed. Matt needs to take a break to enjoy the Lambo. Yeah, these guys are successful. Deserved success. Do you think it's possible to homebrew extra levels in Daggerheart? I think so. I think you could go a route that the Cosmere RPG goes, where you just kind of keep taking domain cards, because you would have left so many domain cards on the table. So it won't be as much of a power increase, but the stats that move, and you can just go back and take old domain cards and slowly fill that out and get more powerful. But eventually you will run out of domain cards. But then like everything else is just kind of like I guess you could multiclass. You could start multiclassing as well. Age of Number 2 will be a long-form campaign. I think it'll be at least 18 months. What makes you say that, Bart? Thank you for the follow. Fish Fiend? You? Fish Fiend. Has anyone run an Undead Wood campaign in 5e? Oh, I have not. Wait, can I turn off... Hold on. Can I turn off my lights with this cam? No, that's worse. Yeah. No, it's big news. Maybe it wasn't the news I wanted. Maybe I did want Daggerheart. I am a little bit disappointed, not at them or anything, just that it's going to affect my content a little bit, because I use so much Critical Role stuff in my content. But I get it, and I'm everything else they talked about in this video, everything I'm hyped for, or at least to see how it goes. I'm optimistic about it, but cautious, because I do wonder if it might be more complex than it needs to be. Like, it's so ambitious, and I wonder if it needs to be that ambitious. At first I thought they were going to be playing both, but then I watched it again. Yeah, when he's like, we're playing both. That's the point when you thought they were going to be playing both. At least it's decided now, onwards and upwards. Yes. We know. And also we should talk about the way they revealed it. Just because I might make this into a video. And I think it's really cool how they did this whole thing. And for anyone who does not know... Oh no. There we go. This article kind of outlines it a little bit. So earlier this month, Critical Role not only announced the release of dates of their Holy Intercession Campaign 4, October 4th, but Matthew Mercer will be joining the table as a player. And last Thursday, at the bottom of the regular Beacon and Critical Role newsletter, they had this image there. Clicking on it would lead you to join the Beacon Discord and access the What Do You Seek channel. This led puzzle hunters down the rabbit hole to share word of this ARG, which is, what does ARG stand for again? Does anyone know? Uh-oh. Am I still live on YouTube? Yeah. Why does my thing keep saying broadcast completed? Augmented reality game? Thank you. Arve, man. Thank you. I'm going to say that different every single time. Still here on YouTube. My OBS, which I used to stream, is going crazy right now. It keeps telling me that I'm disconnected from YouTube. So weird. Hold on. What's that actually saying? Broadcast completed. Ranking the most used Daggerheart accessories. That was a stream that's not even live right now. OBS hates change. OBS hates change. Your camera thing probably made it mad. Well, okay. Well, as long as you can still hear me. Yeah, so it led puzzle hunters down this rabbit hole of all these clues that are all around the place, and eventually it took them to this page, which, if you type in Araman and submit it, it gives you this date and then this voice line. Nope.
Within the world of Araman, there exists a growing darkness in the shadow of revolution. 70 years ago were the Shapers cut down, those 7 lords of creation that saw fit to cast their children into ruin and shadow forever.
Yeah. So, little hint with the world name being leaked as Araman. And then this date, which happened today. And there was no other news about it. It kind of just dropped, and it dropped that video. Also, the ARG is crazy, by the way. Some of the stuff that the community went through is, like, wild. This whole Google Doc is just them going through things. It's got stuff about the timeline. It's got all this stuff that people tried. Like, people were typing in words and trying passwords and getting new clues and it leading them to new things. Like, it's actually wild, the amount of work they put into this. And I don't want it to just, like, get pushed over by the actual reveal of Campaign 4, because this is really impressive. All these passwords were tried. Failed word list. Guesses to be tried. Theories. And general info. I wonder if anyone guessed exactly what was happening. Stuff in the August 14th newsletter. Yeah, it's wild. All these people contributed. It really is a really fun way to, like, bring the community together, just in general. And yeah, that all led to the reveal video. So, what an absolute airball, in my opinion. How do you build and market a system as what Critical Role wants to play and not play it? Well, they did. They did do that. I do think, like, there's so many variables in here that we're just not even aware of. So, like, they're going to be fine. I think Daggerheart's absolutely going to kill it. Like, it's not going to kill... Like, they're still going to be successful. So, it's not like we can say, like, oh, they literally just killed Daggerheart. Or, oh, they literally are losing millions and they're going to be shut down. They're going to be absolutely fine. Because they know better than anyone its limitations. I know I've said it a bunch. I genuinely believe it's just that this West Marches campaign has been in development for longer than Daggerheart. So they're doing that. It's like 2 separate entities completely. Also, I do think it's smart having Downington, like, stand on its own 2 feet. Downington Press is selling out. It's really successful. And they want it to not need Critical Role and not rely on Critical Role the same way that maybe D&D has done for a while, right? They want it to be profitable, make money, and grow on its own. And what better way to do that than letting it fly separately from Critical Role? I don't have time to watch all Critical Role content. I go into C2, blah, 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 blah. Watch next on the one-shot content and series on the Condor Obscure assignment. My chat on OBS keeps bouncing around telling me that the stream's over. Did people seriously forget that they announced Campaign 2 Age of Umbra at Gen Con earlier this month? Yeah. Yeah, they're still going to be playing Daggerheart stuff. All these hot takes are sad. Actually, level nerd shit. My hot takes, Geeky? They will still play it with one-shot spin-off and short, medium campaigns, yeah. There are a lot of... and I'm sure I do it as well. And I'm trying not to, but we have a lot of, like... definites going around. We're like, they're definitely going to use Daggerheart. They're definitely going to use D&D. They're definitely going to do this. It's definitely going to be this. And it's just like, we don't know. We don't know. And we should try not to do that. It's fun to talk about like, oh, what are the pros and cons of doing it? What are the pros and cons of doing this? But having definites and being wrong leads to stuff like, they've made a huge mistake. They're not doing Daggerheart. Oh, they've gone down in my estimations. It's like, they don't care. They don't care that they've gone down in your estimations. They're going to be fine. I said definitely D&D. Yes. Unfortunately, there's a side of the people who said definitely D&D who are correct, and this is gonna add to their definite talk in the future as well. But I said it was probably going to be Daggerheart, and I was dead wrong. Hate BR. Oh, I'm still not used to being called BR because I changed my name from BA. Love your content. How many games are you running for Friends X? I run one game a week. That is like enough for me. I don't think I want to run more than one game a week. Because it's like a 3-hour game for one. And it's time and effort outside of the 3-hour game. People who run more than one game, you have my respect. Because it's a lot of work. Unless I'm like running the same game. I'm like prepping once and kind of running the same setup. I'm happiest when you're running 3 games a week. That is wild. I don't know how you have any time for life. My dream is 2 weekly games. Yes. Yeah, it's different if I'm playing in a game. I would do that. I would run a game and I'd play a game. Actually, how many systems have I ran in total? Not many. I've maybe ran... I've ran D&D, if we're counting 2014 and 2024, then 2, but I wouldn't. Ran D&D, Cosmic RPG, the Avatar RPG, and I'm hoping to run Draw Steel, but I've never ran... like Pathfinder or anything like that. So, who do we think will be on each table? I cannot wait to know the exact groups. Yeah, I wonder if they're gonna. There's still a lot of stuff for them to reveal. I play one and run one, alternating weeks with the same group, 2 campaigns, 2 DMs. That's cool. Yeah, alternating weeks is doable. Yeah. All right, guys. I'm going to set my little BRB thing up for a second. So I'm going to run to the bathroom and get a glass of water. And I'll be right back. Just because I'm dying of thirst over here. I might even get a snack. So let me throw this up. Very professional BRB. And... I'll be right back. I'll be right back. And I'll fix my camera as well. When I get back. All right. I'm glad to see my OBS is still freaking out, but it is what it is. Alright, what did I miss? Oh yeah, we can... I literally looked at my phone and there was a video of people... that's so annoying. Hold on, let me try to turn my camera on. Come on, turn on. Camera, you got this. Oh yeah, next time my camera overheats, the stream ends. Stream ends. Alright, so. I literally saw a video that I was like. So we got Todd's. Todd is in with that group. I'm so jealous. But it makes sense. He's worked hard for it, but he's in. We've got a video from Character Sheet. And the one that made me laugh, because it's literally what we were talking about, is this one. I'm sure it's a fine video, but the thumbnail is Daggerheart is dead. And then it says critical role stays with D&D, RIP Daggerheart. But I think it's actually pro. I think this guy's actually pro Daggerheart. So let's see what he has to say.
Call. Hey everyone, it's Derek from Knights of Last Call. So a few minutes ago, we received notification that Critical Role Season 4, Campaign 4 will be played using Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition. So I don't actually care about this because I don't really watch Critical Role.
Okay.
However,
I think that
this is a massive blow to the Daggerheart community. I think it shows that, well, number one, we've sort of been stuck in our own Kool-Aid. We've sort of been caught in an echo chamber. The fact of the matter is...
I don't think it means that. I do agree with him that we've been locked in the hype. Like, I think we've been thrown about that by the hype. We've been thrown about by the "we're just getting started" tagline, and we've not been given like the full information. If there was more hints, I think that they weren't doing Daggerheart, that would have been better. I don't think it's been an echo chamber. I think like echo chamber points to us being wrong about the success of Daggerheart. I think Daggerheart is still being a resounding success and still has a really promising future.
Is Professor Dungeon Master's video the other day highlighted this point. Dungeons & Dragons is still by far and away the single largest entity, bigger than the number 2, number 3, number 4, all that stuff combined. So a brand new game like Daggerheart just does not have the sort of market penetration that the folks at Critical Role probably felt that they needed for financial viability for their campaign.
I think I saw someone in chat as well say when I was gone that like there was 8 months between campaign 2 ending and this new campaign, and that's enough time to develop a Daggerheart campaign. But you forget about getting everyone together in the same place, including Brennan Lee Mulligan, it's probably very hard to sort all that stuff out. And I do think it takes longer than 8 months to develop this West Marches campaign fully when Brennan's doing all this other stuff and becoming a dad. And they were working on Daggerheart as well. They were busy doing everything. Maybe they just genuinely didn't have the time or the space to do it. Maybe it was no other intention at all. We don't know.
But that being said, I think that this is an extremely disappointing and strange move to release a new game under the auspice of a system that is designed for the kind of playstyle that Critical Role is famous for. To bring on 2 ex-D&D leads in Chris Perkins and Jeremy Crawford. To hype up your game to this level. And then not to switch away from Dungeons & Dragons to do...
It is scary. It is scary to almost be like entitled in some way to be like, we got lied to, like they hyped up the game so much and they pushed this on us and they got us excited and then do this to us. It's like, I don't know how much we can feel those feelings. I don't want to take away from that, but I don't think it's truly, when you think about it for too long, it kind of dissipates a little bit. There's not much you can do about it.
Your main campaign seems baffling to me, and I think it's going to hurt the game's long-term viability. If for no other reason, then I think some people will view it as a lack of faith or a lack of confidence or a lack of ability.
So, like I've already said, I don't think that's a thing. I think if people are only playing a game because Critical Role are confident in it, that's like the wrong reason. I think people play games they enjoy playing. There might be an argument that people aren't trying Daggerheart because, like, why would they try something when their favorite people aren't playing it? But they are still going to be playing it. They are still going to be playing it on the side. I think we're going to see a lot of Daggerheart content still coming out. So that kind of negates that kind of argument a little bit. Would playing Daggerheart for this campaign increase Daggerheart sales? Yes, it probably would. Daggerheart would probably make more money if Campaign 4 was Daggerheart. They keep selling out. They physically can't sell more than they're selling right now. That will probably change over the coming years. Daggerheart would definitely make more money over the coming years. But would the show do as well? Would Critical Role make as much money from ad revenue, from subscriptions, from beacon subscriptions, from merch sales, from like the many, many revenue streams they have coming in based around being an entertainment company that gets a ton of views? I think D&D is going to bring in more money there. And I've also said, like, Daggerheart's still brand new. Like, let it cook a little bit longer, then switch to it. Right?
In the game system of Daggerheart itself. Now, I don't get paid by Darrington Press. I don't get paid by any of these game companies. I like the games I like. This isn't going to stop me from enjoying Daggerheart. It's not going to stop me from creating content for Daggerheart, including an actual play. Hey, maybe it'll do well now. But what it does do is confuse me. And I just don't understand their motivation, other than the fact that they felt like perhaps Dungeons and Dragons was a bigger draw to their show than the Critical Role cast and crew themselves. Additionally, we don't know the timing of these.
There's also, like, people expect a certain quality of game from their main campaign. So playing a game that all the players have decades of experience in, all 13 players and a GM, when they have next to no experience in Daggerheart, is also smart.
Decisions. Maybe Critical Role,
I'm really hoping they explain something now. I think it's true. I hope they give us some information about it in the fireside chat about why they made the decision. I'm sure they will.
Campaign 4 was set in stone as D&D a long time ago, before they saw how successful Daggerheart has been, selling out now their third printing in a row. Or perhaps there's some sort of secret deal, and Wizards of the Coast pays Critical Role some sort of money to keep the game system D&D.
I
doubt that, but you never know what's going on behind the scenes.
I don't buy that.
Lastly, maybe the Critical Role folks felt like there was still such a learning curve after their Age of Umbra campaign that maybe they decided they didn't want to switch. And of course, perhaps...
Why would I can't imagine why it would stop anyone from playing Daggerheart. Yeah, the most it will do is, like, it will just give Daggerheart not as much reach. It's like, it's not going to negatively affect Daggerheart. It's just that they had a chance to have a huge marketing campaign, and they chose not to do it. So it limits the potential a little bit, but who knows? Maybe the whole time they're going to be playing Campaign 4, they're going to be rolling D20s, and they're just going to be saying, Daggerheart does this better. Maybe the whole plan is to run Campaign 4 in D&D and make it look so tedious and bad and boring and have the players keep going, oh, I wish this was Daggerheart. And then at the end of it, they say, we're switching to Daggerheart. Maybe that's the way, that's the way they do it.
Perhaps the most big change-up is that with Brennan Lee Mulligan stepping into Dungeon Master, they didn't feel like it would be fair to him or a requirement for him to have to learn a new system while being thrust into this kind of big spotlight. Not that he's not used to major spotlight changes or big spotlights. However...
That's the hottest take ever. Yeah, it's called a sinking ship plan. They're going to really get into the Daggerheart fan base, to the D&D fan base and sink it from the inside. I think it's smart. I think it's wise. I'm looking forward to the fireside chat to see what they want to say. It's not about stopping people from playing it. It's about marketing Daggerheart every week for 3 to 4 years. So yeah, I do get that. It definitely would be better for Daggerheart, but I don't think better for Critical Role. And I still stand by my theory that they want Darrington Press to blow up. Darrington Press has its own YouTube channel. Go subscribe to it. They have actual plays on there happening all the time for Daggerheart. Go watch them. And I think if they can get the Darrington Press YouTube channel into a sizable, profitable place, and it doesn't need Critical Role at all, that's the best case scenario. I don't think they want Darrington Press relying on Critical Role for profit. I don't think they want the many, many employees they have over at Darrington Press to be scared that if Critical Role doesn't do well, then they're going to get fired. Or worse, if Critical Role retires or stops making content, that Darrington Press doesn't make any more money because they've lost all the advertising. So I feel like that's a plan. It's like they don't want... There's also the idea that they don't want Daggerheart and Darrington Press to blow up too fast artificially. It's like when you see like YouTubers or streamers, they make friends with a bigger streamer, they play with them a bunch, or a new game comes out that's really popular, and they explode. And then when the game goes away, they just die again. They were feeding off that other entity. Whereas if a YouTuber or streamer slowly built an audience over time and got better at creating and got better at growing and learnt a lot and like put in the work, then it will take them a lot longer to find success, but the success is way more solid. That's at least my 2 cents. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments.
Brennan Lee Mulligan is also known for basically saying, I don't really use the rules anyways except for combat. So I don't know how much of a big switch that would have been for him regardless. So maybe they felt like switching to a new GM and switching to a new system was too much change all at once.
I can agree with that.
In which case I would say...
It is a lot of change.
Maybe you should have made the switch to Daggerheart first. Again, I know...
I'm telling you again, they have been planning to work with Brennan Lee Mulligan and doing this West Marches campaign probably for multiple years. 100% before they were working on Daggerheart, they were talking about this. So it kind of makes sense why. Like, Daggerheart's kind of jumped to the front of the queue in popularity. It doesn't necessarily mean production schedule-wise, it's jumped to the front of the queue.
A lot of people, myself included, said this game would be kind of DOA if Critical Role...
And yes, Trinder, you are right. If you are watching on YouTube right now, unless you hate my guts, which is fair, please like the video. It helps so much. Or dislike the video if you dislike it. And maybe stop watching if you dislike it. But yeah, those likes really, really help.
Didn't make it their main campaign. And while they are doing a second Age of Umbra micro campaign or mini campaign or whatever you want to call it, the fact is this is going to hurt the game. From a playability standpoint, it's fine, right? The game is still incredibly solid, well designed, and a lot of fun.
Stop the video there. Stop the video there.
But one of the ways that a game survives is by having that sort of market penetration, the ability to find players online, people who want to play your game. And as someone who's played many games that aren't exactly at the top of the popularity list, I could tell you that it could be difficult to find players. And when it's difficult to find players, you lose motivation to want to run games. Then the whole ecosystem and community starts to fall apart. And before you know it, the game is sort of dead. So I don't think Daggerheart...
Okay, here's a sincere but slightly negative take. Daggerheart, this is from Ammo UK on Twitch. Daggerheart is already a hard sell for some tables, and this could have been a big pull for people to see people they like playing it in a setting they're used to. If people can't see it being played, they can't want to play it. Yeah. Look, if Daggerheart wasn't internationally sold out 3 times in a row, I would agree with you. It's on people's shelves. It's selling. It's doing well. This isn't like this needed. It's not like Daggerheart like needed this. Yeah, we'll see.
Art is dead, but this is a massive blow, I think, to the game's long-term prospects. And I never thought for a moment that it was going to replace Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know that anything will ever in our lifetime. However, I did seriously.
There's another side to this that I think is fueling maybe subconsciously a lot of the negative energy around it, like people being very disappointed, and that is the idea that it's not so much people loving Daggerheart as much as it is people disliking D&D and Wizards of the Coast and the monopoly it has in the industry. And maybe this was the big chance to topple it. So it's less about Daggerheart suffering or Daggerheart failing or not doing well. And this is more about the continued reign of this Kingmaker system that is D&D over this. So I think that probably plays a much bigger part to it. I know as a content creator that means a lot to me because I would like to make content about a lot of different systems, and it's hard to do that when D&D is so dominant. Even now, when it's like a time of lull, it's still more dominant. And right now, D&D's at its weakest it's been in a while. I don't think we'll never kill it, but I mean taking it down off its number one spot as like an 80% market shareholder. It's at its weakest right now, and a Critical Role moving away from it could have been like the killing blow to that majority share. It could have been knocked down to joint first, or even second, or even third place. And now this is not going to be the case, and it's probably going to stay dominant for many years to come. Toppling D&D isn't a thing that's ever going to happen. It's silly to expect anyone to ever do it. All of the RPGs could die off, and D&D would still be there. Why? Why would you think that? It's like people just take that like it's impossible to beat it, but I don't know. I think it could be knocked from its number one spot. It's always going to be there. It's always going to be in like the top 3 role-playing games ever. But it got its hands in like the Japanese market early on, and then it died in the Japanese market. Like we've seen it happen at other places. The 50 years that D&D has been around may seem like a long time, but in the grand history of like businesses, we've seen other businesses rise to that level and fall. Like it's happened in other niches, in other places. We've seen it happen over and over again. People think something's untouchable, and they make enough mistakes, and something else comes along and takes over it or knocks it down a peg. We saw it with Netflix. Netflix was very similar. Netflix is still there. Everyone still uses Netflix, but it's not like as dominant as it once was. So you can say it's unlikely anything will ever happen to it, but to say it's there forever is, I think, a little close-minded, to be honest.
I think that this game could have been a top 3 or top 4 contender. I could have seen Daggerheart battling with Pathfinder 2 for popularity at tables, say at Gen Con or Origins or at your local gaming store in the next year or two. And the game has only been out for 3 months. But this is going to show a lot of people that the game is still niche. It's going to show them that Critical Role
That's
themselves
true.
don't
K-pop
have,
Demon Hunters is on Netflix.
call it confidence or faith in the ability of their new system to carry their.
This is where I disagree, because people are like, Critical Role doesn't have enough faith in Daggerheart, so they're not playing it. But I'm like, Critical Role has too much, like, has all the faith in Daggerheart that it doesn't need them to play it. Like, it could go either way. It could be like, oh, they really don't think it's going to succeed, so why are they playing it? Or it's like, no, they know Daggerheart's going to be fine. They know Daggerheart's going to be good. Like, Daggerheart's going to absolutely kill it no matter what they do. So they're playing it safe and going with D&D.
Their major flagship product, and that is really, really, really unfortunate. Now, of course, this is Critical Role making a decision for Critical Role. This has nothing to do with Darrington Press. I'm sure the folks at Darrington Press, which, you know, are owned by many,
and have their own actual players, and have their own YouTube channel, have their own, like, entertainment distribution network.
Folks at Critical Role, you know, they're going to keep making the games, and they're going to keep doing what they're doing. This was a Critical Role decision, and I don't pretend to know Critical Role decisions. However, I can say, for me personally, that if I started my own game company and I created a high epic cinematic fantasy game focused on narrative storytelling, then when I started my next actual play, one of the largest sources of TTRPG entertainment, arguably one of the things that has brought
the largest
most
on YouTube
people into the hobby, which is a high fantasy, epic, cinematic, narrative fantasy game, I would probably choose to use my game. Not a game that, number one, I think is personally a dungeon crawler combat system. I love D&D.
Yeah. No, I get it from that point of view, but you also don't have, I just realized it's on my face the whole time, you also don't have a team of YouTube business analysts telling you what the best move is, who are getting paid, whose job it is to, like, make sure that the views keep coming in.
Indeed.
So,
But that's what it.
what's Todd's video like?
You need to know about Critical Role campaign.
We always say this. Todd knows things, right? He's known this. He's known this for weeks. The man is holding out on us. He's been a sneaky little knowing it all guy, and he's not been sharing, probably because of an NDA, probably because he'd get sued to hell if he did. But look at him. You can tell he knows other stuff. Todd, let's jump on a Discord call. Tell me everything. I promise I won't tell anyone.
Campaign 4 of Critical Role will be using Dungeons and Dragons and not Daggerheart, proving that Critical Role will remain a multi-game company.
Question. Concerning live play videos and channels, are there many Pathfinder or Shadow Dark games on the go at present? I don't know of any in particular, but the live play world is very odd. Because there are so many different live plays out there, but it's notoriously low viewership. Like, I feel like you could create one of the best live plays ever, be on par with Critical Role as far as... Thank you for the follow, Nico. You could be on par with Critical Role as far as set design, have voice actors, tell a great story, but for whatever reason, it's so hard to get views and to get started. And this might be why they're choosing to do Daggerheart, because it's like, choosing to do D&D over Daggerheart, because Critical Role has a proven track record of doing that and getting views. Because I've seen a bunch of, like, people start actual plays who should be successful. And, like, I think maybe it's the YouTube algorithm as well that's changed now. You need, like, boom, boom, boom at the start. You can't just be like, hey, welcome to our live play. Time for some announcements. You've got to be like, if I was going to start an actual play now, it would be, hey, welcome to the live play. We're starting mid-combat and 3 of the players are doing death saves. That's where I'd start. You want to be engaged instantly. But yeah, I just think it's so hard. The amount of work that goes into anybody who's, like, running actual plays, I've got so much respect for them, and I hope they succeed, because the amount of work that goes into it for, like, I see some with, like, 300 views, and they're really good actual plays, and I'm like, this is not, how is this worth it? It must be just purely a passion project for them. So, I don't know. It's weird. The actual play it's hard. It's why I like stuff like Beacon, like putting actual plays on there and stuff like that as well. But you got more chance of doing like a podcast, I think, and getting more views on there than putting stuff on YouTube or live streaming on Twitch. Evan Williams became a member of the Bonus Action faction on YouTube. Thank you, Evan. Genuinely helping me pay rent. Thank you very much. Also, live plays take so much time to consume. Well, that's the weird thing, Bard, because YouTube is pushing for longer content in general. Like, videos that are pushing an hour are doing better now than it used to be. It used to be like 10-minute videos was the gold mine. Now it's 30 minutes. Maybe 3 hours is too long still, but it's like working its way up there. People want to watch longer content. What people don't like to do is have to watch previous episodes to catch up, though. So I think if I was going to do an actual play as well, one-shots will do better in general, because people don't want to like see something pop up on their homepage that says episode 7, and like that's not going to bring in any new viewers. That's only going to bring in returning viewers. So I don't know, it's hard. I thought about making a video where I talk to actual play producers about the industry in general, because I honestly don't know how a lot of them are like making enough money to sustain themselves, if they are at all. Thank you for the follow, Hagen.
Genuinely shocked and surprised that they're not using Daggerheart instead, but I think it's fantastic that they're going to keep on using D&D to tell these stories. The campaign will have the entire founding cast of Critical Role, as well as several other new players. Brentley Mulligan, as we know, will be the Dungeon Master, and Campaign 4 will be using D&D's 2024 core rules, as well as some homebrew from Darrington Press's own...
One-shots or a Monster of the Week format. Jay, I think you've nailed it. I think a Buffy the Vampire Slayer style, or an X-Files style, it's the same characters, but every session is a standalone episode that there are some relationships that kind of grow. Like if you watch episode after episode, there is stuff that rewards you there. Like you see relationships develop and you see all that good stuff. But Evan Williams, £10. Just want to say your videos have really helped me as a new D&D player and a new DM over the last 18 months. Thank you. Evan, thank you, dude. That's huge. That's the most I've ever been given on a live stream. Thank you. I don't even know how to... like, I don't know what to do with that, but thank you. That's literally a Grand Marsh's campaign. Well, it would work for YouTube, I think. It would definitely work for YouTube. Just having those kind of like standalone episodes. This is why I like Dimension 20. 1 hour for 17 episodes is doable. 3 to 4 hours for 120 episodes is daunting. Yeah. I think it's weird because you'd either need to go absolutely standalone, or you would need to be the most clickbaity, cliffhangery show ever. Like, every time the show ends, it has to be a huge cliffhanger, so that when people see it pop up on their homepage next week, they have to click it to see what happened. And that's also another thing you can do. But I've seen much smarter, more talented people than me fail at making live plays, which makes me think that it's a very, very hard thing to do. I say fail. I'm sure they enjoyed it, and I'm sure they get a lot out of it, but they haven't figured out how to like exponentially grow it out yet.
Jeremy Crawford and Chris Perkins. And it features Critical Role founders Laura Bailey, Taliesin Jaffe, Ashley Johnson, Matthew Mercer, Liam O'Brien, Marisha Ray, Sam Riegel, and Travis Willingham, alongside Luis Crazo, Robbie Damon, Abria Iyengar, Whitney Moore, Alex Ward. And this cast will traverse the new world of Aramon in a West Marches style approach to gameplay, which is exciting.
Look at this art.
The world
Look at the art.
Has a growing darkness. 70 years ago, the Shapers cut down the 7 Lords of Creation. This is where the gods were really focused on themselves rather than assisting the world, and the world of Aramon fought back, and the gods lost and died. And this has affected how magic works, how the afterlife works. works. A West Marches style game means for the campaign that the cast is so large that the story will be told around 3.
You just need to have a captive audience, do actual plays for prison populations. Literally people who have been captured, yeah.
Different tables culminating in one gigantic story in this new world. These tables will be split between 3 types. Soldiers. These are players who really gravitate towards an interesting combat, charged storytelling, where there are very few...
This is going to be the most boring table, I'm going to say, for me. Like, just hours upon hours of combat, I'm not that interested in for D&D.
non-violent solutions. Seekers, which is really linked to lore, magic, big questions about the universe, gods, demons, fairies. And then there's the schemer.
So Seekers are world builders, I guess. That's where you get the lore. That's where you get the full effect. And there's probably going to be a lot of roleplay there. That is in our little vote here that we did, which I can pull out for you guys, for you all to see, though I'm sure you can all see it. Seekers is what most people, 147 people voted. That's crazy that I've had that many people come into this stream. Thank you, guys. Yeah, Seekers is winning, and Soldiers is last, which is what I agree with as well. So, nice.
This is all about intrigue, skullduggery, cloak and dagger, politics.
It's going to be a lot of rolling for stealth checks.
You know, the threat can be
stealth and persuasion
within
checks.
Your own hometown.
Actually, I think that's the three hits. And I'm going to say, I've got a hot take here. I think the soldier one is all about combat. We know exactly what that's like in D&D. And we know exactly what it's like in Daggerheart. And I think I prefer Daggerheart combat, personally. For Seekers, which is world building and lore stuff, I think that's mostly going to be roleplay and narration and information. And I think that would be exactly the same, no matter what system. Whether it was Daggerheart or D&D, it would work about the same. Schemers, and this is the hot take, I think schemers are going to be a lot of like rolling persuasion checks, rolling stealth checks, rolling this, rolling that. I think there's going to be just a lot of little rolls to see if people succeed and how much they succeed by. I think that is better in D&D than Daggerheart. I think in Daggerheart, when you roll too much, it has, in an actual play setting for sure, it has too much of a chance of things getting completely off the rails. Like, completely going in random directions, which some people like. I like that in my home game. But when you're running an actual play with other tables and you're trying to keep a cohesive story that you're trying to tell rather than dice are trying to tell, D&D is better for that.
There are 5 core themes that Brennan mentions that will be in Campaign 4. These themes are swords, conflict, combat, danger, bravery, family, which is all about deep relationships, deep bonds, and love. Death, which is, about finality. Magic, which is all about everything that's possible in the universe. And Brendan also mentions that the 5th theme is kissing. Brendan says everyone loves kissing in fantasy.
Yeah.
Campaign 4 will premiere with
gonna
instant access on Beacon TV, as well as being streamed on Critical Role's YouTube and Twitch channels on October 2nd. You can also watch their full announced video on Critical Role's own channels. Here's my reaction to all of this news that we just got from Critical Role's own channels. Here's my reaction to all of this news that we just got from Campaign 4. But I understand you were getting this out and it's fast. A lot of news. I am really overjoyed and excited that the entire founding cast of Critical Role is back. I know there's a lot of speculation from a lot of folks, a lot of concerns that not all cast members would be moving on to Campaign 4. I'm glad that's not true. Having Matt Mercer as a player is a fantastic way to avoid burnout for any Dungeon Master, so it's great for him, and it's going to be great to see him as a player. He'll still be game mastering Age of Umbra 2, which will be fantastic. The set looks gorgeous, obviously. I think it's an incredibly ambitious game, and I think Brandley Mulligan is, he's constantly just...
I'm getting Whitney's mixed up. Whitney is the one I have the least, experience of watching, so I don't know. I think the Lord Travis table we saw could be the soldiers. Maybe. I think Laura works best role-playing, though, in general. I wish Crit Roll stats were still around so I could look up which player has the most kisses on their record.
Both
What
on
happened
and
to
off
it?
screen. I can't think of someone better suited for this type of game. Like this, I also think this is going to be amazing to watch in live play form. And
How balanced do you think the viewership will be between the tables? How will the schedule even be? I think if it was me running it, I would start off with those tables. Then I would have players move from table to table. So they'll be constantly intermingling and crossing paths with each other and joining forces. And that's how I would balance it a little bit. But yeah, we'll see. I think definitely some tables will have more viewership than others, though. I think that probably will happen. Maybe not, though, because it is like, does it make sense to watch an episode when you've not watched the previous episode? Like, I want to know how much they're going to be affecting each other. How much is the actions of one table going to affect the other table in real time? That's what I want to know.
I'm actually really curious how they're going to intersperse these episodes together to tell these stories and even how they edit between them. I'm curious, like, is this going to be an episode here and an episode there, or are they going to blend them where they matter? Are they going to take...
It would be Laura or Marisha. Is that how many kisses they've done? Well, don't forget, Sam played Scanlan. I think he probably kissed a lot of people.
resources from each other? Like, is a certain area in part of the story going to be destroyed and the next group they show...
Kimbrel, hey, just got here. Hey, rewound and watched your initial reaction. I don't think this looks bad at all. It lets Daggerheart and Matt breathe. The game is in its infancy. It isn't fully polished. I agree. I think that's a legitimate
finds evidence of the other group. Stuff like that will be
that
really
agrees
fun.
with my
I did run a similar
world
campaign
bias
many years ago, just like this in a way. It had 14 people, and we had this finale at the very end that was completely unhinged because we had all of these different plot lines all coming together in one big, epic final episode. It was so fun. And
that is so true, yeah. You like the idea that as viewers, we'll have knowledge that the tables don't know about each other. Seeing one table stumble across the after effects of an epic combat from a different table, that is so true. I'm like, that's so cool, actually. Yeah, that will be cool. Or like, do you think they'll be able to leave notes to each other? Do you think they'll be writing letters to each other? Or like even having romances across tables? That would be cute.
And the human...
So what's the big news? Viz, go all the way back to the start of the live stream. I go through it all there. It's actually kind of a lot. It's kind of a lot.
That came out of that, and the drama and the epicness was just insane. This is really similar to things that you see in, you know, any type of book or movie that you read today. So
yeah,
really this form for a West Marches style, you've been absorbing that in fiction for a long time. Anytime you break up protagonists in a novel or a movie or a TV...
Is Twitch still coming? It is. Sorry, I missed the Twitch chat. Bonus reaction, I'll say this. You keep live streaming every day or almost every day like this, you'll build up quite the community. I don't think I do. I don't think I will. I think this is purely news-related stuff. I think if I stream tomorrow, I'll have 6 viewers, depending on what I stream on. I don't think I can just go live and keep growing. I think it would return. I don't mind. I don't mind doing it just for the big news stuff. But I know you guys tell me if you're in chat and you don't normally watch my live streams, are you likely to ever return if I'm not doing like a big news story? I don't think so. It's fine. And it's fine.
TV series, and they have different perspectives that eventually come together. That's kind of West Marches, really. And getting to do that in a live play show is kind of the dream. It's something I've always wanted to do.
When your character dies, they convert to a Daggerheart character.
So seeing Brennan Lee Mulligan pull this off will be so fun. And then you get this wide array of casting characters. And I love...
Then what if they die in Daggerheart? They die in real life.
That things are broken down, that we have these very specific themes that we're hitting in fantasy, and that each table is gravitating towards something they really enjoy. Like, something that's very combat focused, something that's really about the nature of reality and being scoundrels and being involved in politics. Having those three different groups will allow three very different games to be played in a single campaign.
Yeah, they're fundamentally running three campaigns.
The genres are going to keep on switching up, possibly week to week, depending on how they structure this. Is not going to be boring. I think Brennan's going to kill it, and I think the performers are going to absolutely love this game. I'm so down, and I'm very excited for October 2nd, how this all comes together. And when you get to do a game like this with a West Marches style, it will be so fun. Focused on the world
it'll be at
itself,
least interesting.
And it's so rapid with its world building, because you are hopping from so many different locations and telling so many different stories from different, frankly, walks of life. So you could be at the upper echelons of this world to down on.
You don't watch streams normally, but I think depends on the topic. Yeah, I've got to get you in with like a good hook, right? And you love my channel content. Thank you. Thank you. Restreaming, you tend to pop up while I'm working, so it's easy for me to tune in on a side monitor. People who stream at like 9 p.m. my time, I completely skip. That's good. Yeah, I find, I think if I streamed after everyone finished work, I would get less viewers, but I would have more engagement, if that makes sense, because people will just be watching me when they're not like distracted by work and stuff. But like, I don't think many people would be as interested rather than just having me on as like background noise. I'm fine being background noise. I like it, in fact.
On the streets, finding out what's actually going down. That kind of stuff is going to be really, really fun. You'll be finding out maybe how the very nature of magic works, and now that the gods are dead, where are they? Or are all of the gods dead? Like, there's
this
so
makes me
many
want to play
mysteries
Daggerheart
that
less. If Critical Role doesn't have
into
faith in the game, why should I? Have you played Daggerheart, kid? I mean, you should just base whether you want to play Daggerheart or not on whether you enjoy it, not on outside tables or people you've never met.
In this type of story. So that's all speculation on my part. It's just that they have so many opportunities for really heightened storytelling with a structure like this. So I think that would be really fun. I mean, when the campaign that I ran, I separated people very much into, like, these are the rebels for one game. These are the shady scoundrels for another game. So they dealt with more of, a lot.
Yeah, this is fun. I wonder if this is going to make me want to run a West Marsh campaign. And what would I do? I think I would do different genres, almost. In the same area, different genres. So I would have like a group of fantasy paranormal investigators, and they're kind of like a horror-based thing, where like it's all very creepy and scary and dark. And then the other game I would have pirate-based, because this is obviously a coastal city, and just off the coast are pirate ships, and they would be swashbuckling, adventuring, and doing all that stuff. And then the third one would be like in a wizard university, or like some kind of high magic school of people there doing stuff. I can see it being fun. It just sounds like so much work. It sounds like so much work.
What we're talking about here, we're a lot more cloak and dagger. Frankly, just the seedier side of things, smuggling, crime.
Yeah, I'm genuinely going to. I prefer DMing Daggerheart right now. I'm going to go to level 10 with this game. I'm going to play Daggerheart for like the next 6 months. And then what I'm going to do, because I like playing both, I'm just going to ask my players what they prefer. And then we might jump between the two of them. Maybe we'll do a few one-shots between both. And then whatever my players want to play, because it might be I switch to a different system completely. I said yesterday, like, I'd love to play Cyberpunk or like some kind of non-fantasy, like a superhero one or something. But we'll see.
That sort of thing. And then we had this more Imperial group that were kind of the baddies, and they were the baddies that were realizing that they were the baddies. They were the good people within a very evil system. that we're slowly realizing, or we're already actively trying to fight the system within. And so having those three groups come together at the very end for the finale, I had to have actually Assistant Dungeon Master.
What do you think is like the best outcome? If they do the fireside chat tonight, and I know people aren't happy they're not playing Daggerheart, what's the best thing they can say to make you go, you know what, fair enough? For me, it is like, if I'm going in being like, I'm disappointed they didn't do Daggerheart, what does that mean? And we watched the fireside chat, and Brennan Lee Mulligan goes, I just wanted to play D&D. I'm not comfortable running a new system for such a big thing. So I just wanted to play D&D. And Matt's like, yeah, we wanted to do Daggerheart, but we wanted to work with Brennan more. Brennan wants to do D&D, we're doing D&D. If they just said that, it would like destroy everyone's arguments. It's like, oh yeah, Brennan's just more comfortable. Like, it's just such a non-thing. It's like, oh, they're just more comfortable doing D&D right now. I think that's probably the best thing out of it. But what I think, or what I hope they'll tell us, if anything, I actually think they won't mention it. They'll just stay quite quiet about why they chose D&D over Daggerheart. But I'd love them to really break it down. I'd love them to be like, oh, the numbers will be better with D&D for the next 2 years, and then Daggerheart's probably going to be better, so we'll reassess then, and we'll probably do Daggerheart, and we're going to keep doing the one-shots of Daggerheart and the side quests with Daggerheart, and we're just going to slowly build it up. Like, I would love to hear, like, a breakdown of their actual thinking, but we'll see.
Helping me in that game, because we'd have combat over here, and we'd have, role-playing over there, and it was just such a huge group to keep things moving all around one table at one moment. It took quite a bit, but it was absolutely epic and cooked my brain, but made for some absolutely amazing gaming. It was, like I said, so fun. So I think this is going to be an amazing campaign for sure. It's definitely not going to be boring, so I'm really excited what they bring for this. Those are my thoughts on Campaign 4. I'm delighted, frankly. I'm also excited that they're going to keep on playing Dungeons & Dragons. I really thought they were going to shift completely over to Daggerheart, but it'll be great to see these new 2024 subclasses getting used in those books.
Yeah, it's still kind of a new system.
And yeah, I think it's going to be a really great time. Another huge thing about the style of this game that I am so curious about, and I'm not going to find out for years, is what will Campaign 4 look like as an animated series if they end up getting one? And I assume they are, but to have this big epic...
You know what I think they could also do, which I think would be really cool but hard work, but interesting? When they do the abridged episodes of this, if they intercut different tables in with each other, like a TV show, it would be one scene with one group, 5 minutes, and then it'll cut to the next group and what they're doing at the same time, and it would feel a lot more like a TV show. How cool would that be?
Scope and have all these different groups coming together and putting that into an animated series will be amazing. I just really already want to see the animated version of Campaign 4. And that will be years from now, but I think it will be worth the wait. And it will be kind of fascinating to watch Campaign 4 a little bit with that in my imagination. How will this be animated? How will this be cut into maybe a more cinematic experience or a TV series experience? That will be a lot of fun. So a plotline like this will make for an epic animated series or any series, frankly. So that is going to be something.
Go subscribe to Tom's Patreon.
But I am very excited to see. If you like this video and you want to support more, like, subscribe, ring the bell, send a thanks, comment, or you can also go to my Patreon, which helps fund video content like this, allows me.
What if C4 is 5e because Amazon wouldn't greenlight an animated series based on Daggerheart? The Amazon series they have aren't based on D&D. They've pushed away from it. Like, they've changed certain names and stuff. Like, you don't have Goliaths or anything like that. And it's not Bigsby's hand, it's Scanlan's hand. So I don't think Amazon has anything to do with this. That's what I want it to be, cut from table to table during an episode, so we get to see all parts during one episode and it being pre-recorded. I can see them doing that. I don't see them doing it in the main, like, Thursday night stuff, because that means they're running 3 tables a week, and I don't think... That's not what I got from that. I think... Right? We don't think they're running 3 tables. They're not running 3 sessions a week. Right? That would be too much. They're running like 1 a week and we're just kind of jumping between them. Can't wait for 3 years from now when we watch the live 10-hour finale that takes place in an aircraft hangar. I can't wait for 3 years from now when we see what they're doing with Campaign 5 and it has 100 players and 7 DMs and it's spread across the world. This says C4 is Thursdays, right? They're all single missions from the organization. All right. Sorry, Todd. Yeah, cool. Cool. I cannot wait for all the D&D scandal just got worse videos. Should I make one? Should I tap into that? Critical Role just did something crazy. Are you sad it's not like Daggerheart? I am, but trying not to be. I am sad, Solid Earth. I'm disappointed. But when I really think about how it's going to affect me, it's not going to affect me. It's going to barely affect me. It's going to affect my content maybe a little bit. Because this is evidence. When people say they don't have faith in Daggerheart, I think, I don't believe that's the case. But I do think there's an argument to say that they don't have faith that Daggerheart will pull in anywhere near the numbers D&D does online. Like, people are searching D&D way more. People are aware of D&D way more. I think with Critical Role choosing to stay with D&D, for me, it points to the fact that I should probably keep making content for D&D. And if you want to be like, oh, if all YouTubers do that and all content creators do that, that could negatively affect Daggerheart because just people aren't talking about it as much. But it's just on Darrington Press, not Critical Role, it's on Darrington Press to make Daggerheart something worth making videos about. They've just got to have really good marketing. And they have, historically, really good marketing. So, we'll see. Matt Mercer ousted from Seattle. That was the ones I saw. Matt Mercer quits DMing. And I'm like, yeah, he's a player. Like, all those videos get mad views, but I wonder what the audience retention is like. People must click into it and click right off. Meaning that they just don't make that much money. Everything that is going to be like, Daggerheart dies, or D&D beats Daggerheart, yeah. Yeah. Critical Role kills their own baby. The Critical Role DM situation is crazy. Yeah. No, I don't think it would make me dollars, Jimmy. I don't think it would make... It would just get me views. It would be like vanity metrics. Because I've done those videos, and they don't get subscribers, and they don't make money. Like, the people making them and pumping them out are just like... I guess just doing it for the vanity. Make a fake Daggerheart book burning video. Yeah. How dare they not play Daggerheart? I'm never playing this game. The game must be trash. This game that I play weekly and I've been enjoying, I didn't realize it was a trash game. That's my bad completely. I didn't realize it was bad. Well, now I know it's bad, so I can not play it anymore. You know what's good marketing? Playing your game to sell even more. They're sold out. It would be good marketing, but like, I think they want Downton Press to pick up that slack. Bob Willbuilder makes a great video about the clickbait trends lately. He also partakes, but whatever. The YouTube space is difficult. It's very difficult as a creator. This was clickbait. This very stream. What was it? What did I call it? The huge Critical Role announcement? Or reacting to the huge... I mean, it is a huge... I'm reacting to the huge Critical Role announcement, I guess. But I started out with that being like, oh, this will get views. I think that's when you start looking at videos like that to be like, how do I get people in here? That's when it's a downhill run to clickbait. There is no audience retention. That is why Professor DM complains how many less views he gets on non-clickbait titles. Look, Professor DM doesn't get views on non-clickbait titles because he's garnered an audience now of people who like clickbait titles. If Professor DM wants to go back to getting a ton of views on non-clickbait titles, he has to make really compelling videos, which he does do, but he has to make them long enough that he builds his audience back up of people who like that. He's like changed his algorithm. I genuinely believe that. I think he's great, but he's changed his audience to people who want clickbait. Ask Darrington if you could make actual plays for the channel. Yeah. How much money do you think it costs to make a good in-person actual play with known people? I think I'd want to pay every person around the table. I don't even know. Do you pay them $500? Do you pay them $1,000? I mean, if you're getting Brennan Lee Mulligan or Matthew Mercer or any of the Critical Role people, you're paying them thousands, right? You're paying them like 5 to 10K to be at that table because they're going to bring in the numbers. But I just think you can't do a good actual play with known names. Like, how much would I want to get paid? If I DM an actual play and I knew the actual play was going to be successful and make money, I'd want, and I'm DMing, it's the big thing, I'd want $1,000. Because I've been paid for sponsorships. I've been paid to put a 30-second sponsorship in a video, and I've been paid $1,000. Not often. Not often. It's usually more like half that, say. But to make it worth my time to like go to a production studio and run a 4-hour game, I don't know. I wonder if anyone's ever, who's been in the industry, has ever broken down how much it all costs. I stopped clicking on Professor DM's video because of the clickbait. That's what I mean. So now, or eventually, YouTube's going to stop showing you his videos, clickbait or not. So that's why they're not getting clicks, because it's not being shown to the people who wanted them now. Easier to train audience and spite, yeah. He still does fine. He's fine. I capitalized the whole thing. That's clickbait. It's the reason I noticed it. That's sensational. I will stand by that. It's sensationalism. It is like, look at me, newspaper headline. I think clickbait, you have to be tricking people. And I see it a lot. People like, for example, an example of clickbait for me is making a video that says Matt Mercer is out of Critical Role, and then it being that he's just become a player now. Because you click it thinking one thing and wanting to know if it's true, and then it's not true. And there's some really smart clickbait where they know that the viewer's not going to read it or see it properly, and they think they got away with it. For example, if I said, Matthew Mercer quits Critical Role, and then on a thumbnail in small print, I put to become a player, I know that you're probably not going to see this to become a player bit, but you could argue it's not clickbait because all the information is in the title thumbnail situation. So it's a very complex subject. It's on you guys. It's on the audience. Stop clicking on stuff. You stop clicking on it, we'll have to stop making it. That's not true. I don't want to take away how much power creators have. I mean, we're making the damn videos, right? Yeah, the OGL wave made that audience of Spite viewers huge. Yeah, yep. Spite made creators a lot of money. I'm sure they're paying them at least union minimum. Yeah, I wonder what that is. You can talk to Nerdy from Roleplay Relay. He's done something like that, yeah. I've met him as well, actually. He's in Toronto. He's in the same city as me. I've just not come cross paths with him since. I met him like a few years ago when I was tiny. Not that I'm big now, but I'd like barely had my channel a year. And I ran into him at a Baldur's Gate 3 New Year's Eve party. So we're all dressed up, and they were like hosting it. And I was like, oh, these guys are like known in this space because they've got asked by this famous nerdy restaurant to come and like host this event. And they were cool. They were cool guys. $200-300 an hour per person, pretty standard consultant rate, right? Good is subjective. I think a really good one would be you and your friends who play with you regularly, so you have the chemistry there. I would watch that. Yes, but you wouldn't click on it as much. If you saw a thumbnail and it was me sat at the head of the table and I had Brennan Lee Mulligan, Bria Iyengar, Matthew Mercer, all at this table, obviously way more people would click on that. Obviously. Imagine the D&D YouTube scene if the OGL scandal hadn't happened. Would clickbait titles for D&D exist? Yeah, I think... To me, the vibes are that the D&D niche is about a few years behind the main YouTube meta. Because a few years ago, that's what YouTube was all clickbait. And they went through that phase and they kind of came out the other side. And then it was challenge-based stuff. Like, it was like, can I do this in 7 days? Which is kind of a video I want to work on. And now it's money-based stuff. It's like, I tested these insanely expensive things. And I wonder what's going to go into next. But I find that doing the meta that's on YouTube doesn't work maybe I'm just doing it badly, but does not work as well in our niche. Because I think we have a very different audience. I think the D&D and Daggerheart and TTRPG niche on YouTube just skews older than the average YouTube user. And that affects, what's going on, obviously. Contact Todd to see if you could arrange that table. Yeah. No, that would be an expensive-ass table. They did it, actually. Did you guys see the Game Changer episode where they did D&D on a bus? I think that cost $30,000, right? Or something? It was 30... Wait, can someone confirm that? Does anyone remember how much it cost to get Matthew Mercer, Bria Iyengar, Brennan Lee Mulligan, and Jasmine Beulah in the dome together with Amy doing it? That's probably legitimately... Zach the Bold talks about that a lot. Any video in the space is already a niche. Adding another niche into the mix with that is going to hurt your views. Zach the Bold's good. I like Zach the Bold. He's a hard worker. He pumps out some really high quality stuff. Sorry, I'm just on. Oh, I'm gonna go. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go to the Critical Role Reddit and see what people are saying. Oh, I'm gonna go to the Daggerheart Reddit. That's even more fun. Okay. Yeah. The betrayal. What's up, Fiber? The news is that we learnt a bunch about Critical Role. There's going to be 13 players. It's going to be a West Marches campaign where they rotate through tables. It's not going to be Daggerheart. It's going to be D&D. Yeah, there's been a lot. If you love Daggerheart and want it to succeed, don't act like you're suddenly not allowed to run it. No one will play it if it's not a Critical Role C4. True. Do not let this stop you playing a game you enjoy. Don't be an asshole to people who still enjoy D&D. That is also true. There's no war here going on. Don't create a self-fulfilling prophecy about how, of course, it's not going to fail now. Oh, this guy is on it. Oscar Build is on it. That's so true. Everyone who's like, this isn't going to bode well for Daggerheart, and then they continue to like make sure it does not bode well for Daggerheart because they've said it. Light mode heretic. I apologize, guys. I'm blinding people like a flashbang. Do play it. Play Daggerheart. Do talk about it. Yeah, if you like it, talk about it. Point people towards the actual play content for it, which there's gonna be a lot of. Whether that's Age of Umber, upcoming Critical Role stuff, the Downton campaign, Fames videos, the upcoming Avantis and Dungeons and Daddies series, or a smaller indie stuff. Yeah. XP to level 3's done some games, and so have High Rollers, and they're really good. Do support and talk about the massive amount of upcoming expansions, some of which we know about, some of which we don't, including but not limited to the Void, Transformations, Ancestries, Communities, Domain, Classes, Campaign Setting, and everything else announced at Gen Con. Dooming and crashing out will only make people think badly of Daggerheart and the community. Yes. Yes. I disagree. We need to be more tribal. Lord of the Flies is my new field manual. Should we start a war? The High Rollers one was really good. Yeah. They're good. They did a Cosme one as well, which was really helpful to me when I was trying to learn that system in like a weekend. Hey, I'm super disappointed about the CR4 decision. Yeah, I'm bummed. Yeah, I mean, you can't take away the fact that people are like negatively affected by it. I don't want to take away from that. For me, it's just disappointing. I wonder if there's anything on like the D&D Reddit. Yeah, this is kind of the deal. Like, obviously, it's all over Daggerheart. It's like the first thing is huge. It's so big for Critical Role, but then you go into the Dungeons and Dragons subreddit and no one's talking about it because it's just like just D&D is just its own thing. Like, you'd think someone would just be like, hey, Critical Role is still playing D&D, but yeah, no. Now, Humble, they're going to talk about it more tonight. They're doing a fireside chat at 7 o'clock PST. That I think they will go in more detail, but just knowing Critical Role I think they tend to like to keep their cards close to their sleeves. They like to keep their cards close to their chest, and up their sleeves. That was the RD&D one we were just looking at. Oh no, it's not. It's RD&D, which is also D&D Roll for Initiative, I guess. Yeah, just nothing. Yeah, no one cares over there. It's back to the Daggerheart one. Using D&D for Campaign 4 seems less a bet on a 3-month-old system and more on ensuring stability as they test the existential issue of, are we the cast of Friends, i.e. irreplaceable, or can we be the SNL of TTRPG, refresh players or a cast every 8 years? Yeah, there's some smart people on Reddit, man. This guy's also right. It's like, people are so honed in on the Daggerheart thing. Like, Critical Role are doing so much stuff with this new thing, so much stuff, that the system is kind of like the smallest thing. They're testing a lot. I doubt the D&D subreddit would have anything on it. There is a very toxic anti-Critical Role vibe there. Fair enough, yeah. I'm just really disappointed, yeah. This is the best argument for people being sad. This is the best argument. I can't even begin to like devil's advocate. People who just didn't like D&D combat and would fast forward through it still have to do it. And they probably prefer Daggerheart combat. That's the best argument. If someone was like, oh, I'm so disappointed they're not using Daggerheart because now I gotta like, I've gotta sit through that combat. Yeah. I think what I want to see is actually, if I want to put on my like Daggerheart fanboy hat and really lean into that kind of side, when they say they're going to be making Daggerheart content still, I want to know what that means. Are we going to be getting a lot, or are we going to be getting like one every 3 months, like a one shot, you know? Because if they really pump out Daggerheart content with D&D content, then there's no downside to this. In my mind. There's no downside to this. All the people who are like, they're not using it, this does not bode well for Daggerheart. What if they put out almost as much Daggerheart content as the D&D content, you know? In a way, they get to hit 2 different audiences. Which is smart. They got to hit 2 different niches. The good takeaway is that they announced multiple Daggerheart products. Yeah, and Daggerheart is only 3 months old. Let's not forget about that. They've definitely been working way longer on Campaign 4 than they have had to see if like how Daggerheart was going to like roll out. Feels like a lot of content creators were waiting on this announcement to see how seriously they ought to take Daggerheart, and Critical Role's message to them is stick with D&D. Very disappointing. Well, Critical Role's message isn't stick with D&D. Critical Role's message is kind of like that they think there's still a bigger audience for D&D content than Daggerheart currently. As a content creator, it might be smarter for me to keep making Daggerheart content because it means that I may have less competition And a smaller niche is better because I can develop a much stronger community. So, we'll see. I wonder if we'll see Darrington Press release the Araman guide for D&D and Daggerheart. Yeah. I mean, the reality is that settings books have very little mechanics in them, right? If they're just like world building, lawful, like full of lore books with maps and what's it called, gazetteers in them, then they're kind of universal if you write them that way. $13 divided by 3 is 4.3, so 4 to 5 players per table should make the 5e combat faster. Timothy, that's a phenomenal take. I agree. Actually. Yeah, less people per table, faster combat. By a lot as well. Like, one extra person adds minutes to each round, which can add up to, like, a lot over the course of a full combat. Personally, I'm excited to see 2024 D&D videos, yeah. Yeah, there's a huge space for me to become the Daggerheart guy, yeah. And then you'll be well established by Daggerheart by the time CR5 comes around. Kimball, yeah. Build the foundations now, so that when they eventually, because I do believe they will eventually switch full-time to Daggerheart. So when that happens, I can be like, boom, I've been here the whole time. Bonus Daggerheart. You love how modular Daggerheart is? Finally looking over the homebrew kit and having lots of ideas, yeah. It reminds me, I have a game tomorrow that I do have to prep for. I just want to make a bunch of environments. I'm literally going to try and run it with a list of a few random NPCs, some adversaries, and some environments. And I'm just going to wing it and see how that goes. Yeah, Critical Role ran Age of Umbra 8 weeks in a row, but I'm pretty sure they recorded it months beforehand. Months. So, I think they had a break. I think they've had a big break. Bonus Heart sounds like a TTRPG. I should play Shadowrun. I've heard good things about it. Real Pepe, what do you need? I want we tried to do the stream 2 days ago, and I got too hot. But I want some encounters that are based on a woodland forest path area, right? So I've been thinking about this. The encounter is going to be the environment, is going to be like them getting lost in a wood. Getting lost in the woods. They can be attacked by bears or direwolves, and they can come across like a peat bog, which is like quicksand, but in like a swampy area. So they start sinking, and then it's like, how do they get out of that? That's kind of what I want as just one encounter. I think that would be fun as one environment. There's a bunch of environments in the book that I've not played with. I think there's like a haunted city one. I might change the haunted city into like a Witherwild, like overgrown ancient city. That's just be like ruins kind of thing. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. There's so many encounters, environments, and adversaries in the book that maybe I'll just grab a few of them and see how it goes. Would you mind checking the homebrew dual wielding rule we made on the Discord? Ideas channel. Could use viewers' reactions and any feedback. Hold on. In the ideas and feedback one? I think I'll have to have a look at it properly. Maybe I'll take a look and then next stream we can talk about it. What classes ancestries are people playing in my Daggerheart game? Let's see. I have a fairy witch. We're using the homebrew rules there. I have a Infernus ranger. I have a the guardian ribbit. Yeah, there's a few of them. They like. I don't know, they're a lot of fun. They're a lot of fun. Thanks, bonus reaction. Back to working and doing my D&D prep, ironically. Thanks for doing the stream. No worries, thanks for coming in. Have no fear, my stalker is here. Maurice, I don't know how scared or how flattered I should be, but welcome back in. What about clearing around an ancient tree that talks to the players, and if the atmosphere of the combo goes bad, they start to sink into the bog? That's good. Twist, maybe they need to drop below. That is good. Yeah. You missed everything. You can go back and watch it though, Maurice. I'm on your side planet. I apologize. Wait, Maurice, where are you again? And I hope you don't take it personally, Maurice, but I'm going to end the stream soon. It's not because you've just come in, I swear. Bum, 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 bum. Just west of Amsterdam. Fair enough, fair enough. Yeah, I know. As soon as you walk in, I'm like, oh, guys, I got to look at the time. I got to go. But no, I came here to talk about Critical Role news and chat with chat. And I'm all out of Critical Role news. And I've been chatting with chat for like a while at this point. 3 hours this stream's lasted. So, good stuff, guys. If I was a proper streamer, I'd just stay live all the way until the fireside chat. But that's in 6 hours. And I'm not a proper streamer. I've got a video that I want to edit and get that out because the videos are the moneymaker and my camera just died. That means that the stream is officially over. Like I said. Yeah, brilliant stuff. I haven't even had snacks. That is true. There's still 6 more hours of content out of this. Guys, I'm sorry. The camera has decided that I am no more. I am in the void now. Please remember me. And I hope you all have a great day. And I hope you don't let the Critical Role news affect you emotionally too much. Either way. 2 hours is way too hot for this. Is the second time it's gone out. I'll catch you guys later. Have a great day. Bye now.